Well, hey, how's it going?
Good evening, Dad.
I don't know what it is about that intro, that countdown. For some reason, it cuts in and out on my headset. The intro does. And then once we go back to talking, it's fine. So, don't know what's going on with that. But it happens. Technical difficulties. Might be time for a new headset.
I was having technical difficulty there. I had
Thank you.
Sound and mic still on the camera and the external speakers instead of soundboard.
So how's your day been, Lee?
Busy. Had to work again today, but now I got 3 days off.
So, I used to like working 410s because you had the long weekend every weekend. It was nice. Oh, let me turn my phone down. Otherwise, we'll hear notifications.
I like it for the long weekend, but to me, my favorite schedule is 510s. You get 10 hours overtime every week and still have a 2-day weekend.
Yeah, that's true. That's not bad. I used to
I like my overtime.
I bet you do. That $1 million an hour you get on the overtime.
I wish.
So today, I went out to that colony that I was having that issue getting them up into the box, up into the supers. And there was a few bees. There was more bees in there after the shake than there were before. Hey, Grammy. But I went ahead and did a demarrhea on it. So I'm going to do a traditional demarrhea on it and go ahead and make sure I'm crushing the cells every week and leave the brood in there and let them hatch out. Because there's probably eight frames had brood on it in some capacity. Actually, I could probably say 9 because the first frame I pulled out didn't. But the everything else in the box, the other 9 frames had cap brood, and the last frame that I left in there, I went back in and checked to make sure. I was like, man, I didn't even check to see if that had larvae on it, but it did have larvae, so there'll be bees coming down.
I was about to say, if you got 8 frames of capped brood, that's about to explode.
Yeah, and if they weren't coming up, then we're looking at swarm situation, right? So
yep.
I went ahead and just did a demarrhea, going to try to let all the bees stay in the box because they've got plenty of room and they just need to get to work. Get to work, ladies. Let's do it. Get to work. And, we had, hey, 3 boys, good to see you. If you guys haven't checked out Hard Luck Survival, do me a favor, go over there, subscribe, give them a thumbs up. And they do live streams all the time as well. They're really into helping the small guy out as far as farmers, homestead. He just dropped his link in there for you guys to give him a follow. Rob is also helping us with the co-op. Matter of fact, we got a pretty good order in today.
Yeah, for the first order is pretty dang good.
Yeah, it's going to be a few weeks. So if you haven't sent us an email saying you want to be a part of the co-op, you can hit me up at rwalker2016@gmail.com. And what we're going to do is try to help people that are looking for honey to get honey close to them and help you guys out, help you get a good price on it, and supply and demand, get it done. And
rwalker2016@gmail.com, correct?
Yes.
I'll drop that in the chat. Hey, Jim.
And that way you can you like both chats. Hey, matter of fact, pull up the spreadsheet for the giveaway while we got people coming in. The Tuesday night giveaway. Some people commented on one channel that didn't comment on the other. We just want to make sure that if you just overlooked it, that you have the opportunity to get entered for this week's drawing.
And you have until Sunday. If your name is not green, you need to make sure you sub on both channels.
And throw a comment in the Tuesday night live.
Yep.
So on for my side, that needs to go to Lee's is Gunline, Jesse FJR, David E. Taylor, Houston Shelton, Frank's Bees, Shannon Buteris.
Sean.
Buteris. I don't have my glasses on, guys. I apologize.
And on my side, Hillbilly, dang it, Earl, you need to go over to Bob's channel.
I know. What's going on with that?
You have to tighten him up.
So the first, wow, Rob bought a case of honey from me that I shipped out yesterday. And he was over at one of his fellow ranchers out there. And gentleman said he wanted 12 or it was either 12 or 14 cases of honey. So we're going to try to make that happen. He said it might be a couple weeks before that comes to fruition, but we're going to see if we can get that filled for him. Right now, I know between Lee and I right now, we can actually cover the order, but
I think I got over 12 cases loaded right now.
But we're going to try to split the share the wealth.
Thank you there, Stacey.
12 cases. So, that's 144 bottles. So we're going to work on getting that out to them and really, make the availability for people to go directly to the bee farmer, to the customer and help people out. So, a lot of this year's honey is still being made in a lot of areas. So we should be able to stagger, throughout the year. There's people up north that'll have honey that when we don't have it, and we'll have honey when you guys don't have it. So we should be able to fill a lot of orders, and that'll really help out. And I need to get back with Scott Derrick with Blythewood Bee Company, because he said he was going to be down to offer beekeepers discounts for the co-op. And that'll be helpful to everyone to save some money on their products. Now, we did notice on their website they have a glitch with the shipping. I know Scott's been informed about that because I told him today. I said that when I shipped out that stuff for Bohemia Bees, it cost me $13, and you guys quoted them $109 on your website. And he's like, "Yeah, that's wrong." So they're trying to fix it.
Yeah, they in the process of getting everything swapped over to Shopify too, which will help with the shipping and the multi-point that they have of sales to keep the inventory a little bit straighter also.
And, if we're looking at going in, I know people were interested in learning how to design your own label using the Apiary website. Hey, Houston. You were on that list. You need to go. Did he need to go to yours or mine?
Let me pull that list back up. I done moved over to something else.
Hey, Cajun. Good to see you, Brad.
Yeah, Houston commented on your channel. He needs to go over to mine also. Make sure, leave a comment so he can get entered for the drawing.
Yep. And also did contact Blythewood. That's when I called them. And gave them the winner from last week and their information. So now they can ship that out to them. So now we're waiting on them to get it out to you. So don't be emailing me. Where's my stuff?
There, Cajun. Yeah, Stacy left a comment there a second ago about my boxes. I don't know how good you can see behind the video here, but I'll just bring up a little better picture. That's my number 3 yard there. It's
good looking setup there.
Yeah, all the colors actually have a little something to do with either bees. Only one color don't have nothing to do with bees, and that's the blue color one. That was let's see, bring this back up. Well, I don't even have one with this one, but the empty spots you see here and here, they should have some blue boxes in there, and the color is actually periwinkle. That was my daughter's favorite color when she was little. But the reddish pink, that's Beauty Queen. I figured Queen Bee. The green is called Venom Green. I figured Bee Venom. And then we got Creamed Honey. And then Honeyed Yellow. And then
so everything's got something to do with honey in the color?
Yep. That's and then I forget what color. My supers are a little bit lighter color, but they're something honeyed something. I can't remember the color offhand, but yeah, everything to do with bees.
Mine are just whatever colors I pick off the shelf. Oh, that's cool. Let's use that one. Or their natural wood. It's funny. I've got boxes. I was going around today when I was going to do that demo, and I said, well, I got some frames in there. And I looked in the thing, and I had 10 frames in there that had the acorn plastic foundation, the wax foundation in it that just wasn't being used. The red pink one matches your respirator in the video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was talking about on my silic acid treatment. I got the 3M quick release on the front. Instead of having to do the straps every time, once you pop it on your head, you flip a switch on the top, on the front, and it tightens up.
Hey, Silver Gorilla, good to see you. So a lot of you guys were asking on the. Let me see how I can do this. I don't even know if there's a way to do it. Let me see. Let me pull up this website. All right, so I'm gonna pull this website up. So we were talking about labels, making labels, and how to make labels, and people were kind of curious. Lee buys his, he designed them, and then Better Bee makes them for him. But I'm a little bit cheaper.
The ones that I do make though are from my lip balm. I do make them. I don't know how good you can see on this.
Let me see here. So I can share the screen. Share screen 1. Look at that. It's already up. And then add it to the stream. So I just go to avery.com and I can go to templates over here. Whoops, sorry. And once I go to the templates, I already know what number I use, guys, what number of label I use. So there's a number on the bottom of them right here, 22820. So I just type that in, 22820, and you just hit start designing. Bam. Whoop, there's my email address. I'm gonna close that out. It might make me crap. All right, next. All right, next again. So make me sign in. And then you can pick the orientation, right? So if you want the label to be this way or this way, you just pick which one you want. I always do mine like this. And there's all kinds of different, you saw the different borders and stuff, but I always use just the template. And what I'll do is I'll go, I'm not too picky. I'll go to Google and let's say I want honeycomb. I'll search honeycomb, right? Search honeycomb, and then go to images, and then I'll pick whatever, I'll pick a background. It doesn't even matter too much. Let's say I wanted, as long as it's like a good image, you can pick something. I don't know. We'll just pick one for the sake of having one, right? That says it's sliceable. They're trying to sell it. I always look for the free ones. I'll use this one. Download free. And all I do is I come over to the right screen here, and when it's open, and I just hit save image as, and I'll just save it right there to my downloads. And then I'll come back to my image, and I'll come over here to my template and hit image, add image, browse for file. I already know it's in my downloads, right? Because I just downloaded it. It's the last thing I downloaded. Open. It's going to put a little crazy thing here. And I can just stretch it. I can rotate it. Whoop. Let me close that down. And I'll just move it around and cover, right? Cover the whole thing. I might need to make it a little bit bigger. Sorry. There you go. We're going to hit print to the edge. So there you go. Now you got that on the background of the label. Oh, this is free. This Apiary software is free because you're buying their labels to print them on. And then, you know, you can just do text. So if I wanted to add text to it, or let's say I wanted to add my logo, I would go to image, add image. I go to my file here, and then the only problem is I always got to find where mine's at, right?
I'm OCD on organization.
I am not at all. I know it's where kind of it's at. So I just go until I find my file, wherever that is. Or I can go into Dropbox and download it.
Hey there, Texas Beekeeper. Be careful on your drive.
Doggone. All right, so I'm going to do this the other way here. I'm going to go into Dropbox. And I've got it right here. I'm just going to click that. This is just for ease for me, guys. You guys will know where your file is. I don't. I don't know where mine is. So I'm going to go back to Apiary, browse for my file. There it is, right there. Open it. It's probably going to be huge. So you can't really see it. So all I did is I'll add a shape. Where's it at? More. Okay, more, shape. We're going to do a fill, but I'm going to probably pick a different fill. Let's do a white fill. Apply. Where's the shape? Add shape. We'll go with just a rectangle. Apply. All right, so now I got a box here, right? I can make the box and just drag and drop it. It's pretty simple. And what I'm just going to do is once I move this around where I want it, let's say I wanted it up here, I'm just going to move this label, this square over top, and then I can right click that and I can arrange it and I can send it backwards, right? So send it back. Oh, well, now it looks like it's kind of off. I can move it around. And I can do that with as many shapes, as many boxes. If I want to add the black edge on it, we can go to shape. We're not going to make this long, guys. It's pretty simple. You can make it as detailed as you want to or not, right? So we'll go with oval. We're going to do no fill. Well, where's no fill? We'll just do, or actually we'll just not fill it. Take the fill off. Add shape. Add oval. Apply. I can change the line width if I need to make it thicker. Let's say a 3. Now it's more solid. I can just drag it. Just drag. This is pretty much the same process over and over again. And sometimes it gets difficult if you're, changing stuff up. But you can change the colors. You can move everything around. And once you're done with your edit, how you like it, then you can basically just, let me drag this down a little bit more. All right, I just dragged the background. And shorten that up a little bit. There we go. And, once you do make your design, you just hit, where's that?
The bottom there, preview and print.
Preview and print. And once you preview and print, I'm just going to continue anyway. It prints out a sheet. It'll put the sheet off to the side like that. And if you're going to print it yourself, you hit print yourself. And what I always do is get a PDF to print. So you hit get PDF to print, save it. Yeah, whatever. I don't really need to do that, but you can save it to your account. So every time you go back to your account, it's saved in there. And you can rename it whatever. I'll just put
ADC.
demo label. Save your account. All right, it says it's saved online. And then it gives you the PDF. So you just hit that. And obviously, the label is smaller than this template, so it'll capture all that. So you can just change it however you want to, make whatever shapes you want to. And that's, that's it. That's pretty much it, guys. Pretty simple. Let me see. So anyway, there you go. There's the 5-minute version of that. Let me see. Stop screen. There you go. So now you guys know how to use the Apiary website to make yourself a label.
If you go to Office Depot or anything, you can pick up any shaped label that you want. Just make sure that it's going to fit your container, whether you
Right.
use in the glass jar, the squeeze bottle, whatever. And then when you go to apiary.com, click the correct template.
Now, I'll tell you what, the first time I bought them, I went to Staples and it was like $18 a pack. But when I ordered them on Amazon, they were $11 and some change a pack. So it was definitely cheaper for the label on Amazon. Yeah, I got it for you. Hold on. If you're using the 1 pound jars like I use, here, I'll show it. Don't you drop that link before me, Lee. I know you're already looking. I ain't got no sales on my link.
I've only got 3.
Oh my gosh. You're killing me, Smalls.
I like that, DC. Let me bring that comment up. DC's bee spit.
Bee spit. All right.
How many comes in a pack for that style label?
80.
Okay.
80 labels.
It's going to depend what design or style of label that you pick. Silver Gorilla. Some of them have more labels. Some of them have less.
Yeah, and it depends on the jar
pack.
you're using.
Yeah.
Here you go. Yeah, that's the link to the label, the exact label I use. It ends up being 14 cents a label. And if you got Amazon Prime, you usually get free shipping.
How are y'all's labels there in South Carolina? What information is required for the honey?
Basically the same as yours. I mean, just the weight and who bottled it. Every state's going to be different on their regulation.
Yeah.
Ours is you got to have your contact information on it, which I don't have it on mine.
Like Louisiana, you have to have the word honey on it.
Yeah.
You have to have the word honey. And if it's just wildflower, whatever honey, you don't have to have that, just the word honey. Now, if you're going to put clover honey or anything like that, your honey actually has to be DNA tested to verify it's at least 51% or more of a specific flora.
Typically, I just say it's wildflower honey.
Yeah.
Because
now, if it's wildflower, we don't have to put wildflower. We can just put honey. But if you put specific, they want it tested. And then we have to have our contact information. And then the weight has to be in either. Well, you have to either have pounds and ounces, but you also have to have grams. So like the 1 pound jar, I got 16 ounces, 454 grams.
Yeah. Yeah. Some states are different. Ours is, they've got so many regulations. I mean, ours is not that bad compared to some, but yeah, we do have to have that information, contact information and weight. They don't make you have a nutrition label on it.
No. The only way I believe we have to have the nutrition label is if you have more than 2 ingredients in it. Now, if it's just infused with like a pepper, I don't think we have to have it. But if you're doing other stuff, you have to have basically the ingredient label has to be on there.
Hold on.
Now, I've got a bunch of the nutrition labels, but they're not required. But I will bring them to the market with me just in case somebody wants them.
Holy crap. Oh, that's a good swarm, William. William texted me a video clip. He said a swarm moved in 2 weeks ago. He says he's already taken a full nuke home. Wasn't expecting to have such a so many bees. Do it up like Old West snake oils and call it DC's bee spit. That's it. Yeah, 11.20 is not bad. I mean, 14 cents. 14 cents for a label is pretty good. I mean, you are using your printer, right? You're using your ink, so it is a little bit more than that. I actually bought a big mega pack of ink from. Do I still have it over here? I put it somewhere.
Talk about ink for your printer.
Yeah, it was a. Well, I mean, everybody's printer is going to be different, so it's contact info and weight. I think that's all. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I've never had the honey police come up to my house and try to say something to me. So
I'm going to drop a link in the comments here. It's a website that I use for, I got 3 different printers here on my desk, and it's called suppliesoutlet.com. It's what they consider the aftermarket, but it's approved for individual printers, and it's like half of the price most of the time. My one printer, it's $124 to fill that thing up.
wow.
Through this website, cost me $66.
I've got a Canon Maxify MB 2720 I've been using, and I got the ink from. It's on the box. Hold on. It had a lot of ink in it. If you know, when you start printing labels, I mean, really, I only had to replace a couple cartridges off them since I started printing honey labels. This is called Miss Deer, MISSDEER, high performance ink cartridges, and I got them on Amazon for my printer pretty cheap. I mean, I think this was like $30 or something, and it came with a bunch of black ink cartridges, like 3 or 4 of them, you know, and the colors. So it just depends on what printer you got on that. But yeah, I mean, I haven't gone big time, you know, big time like Lee has, getting them by the thousand rolls and stuff.
Somebody just left a comment. Okay, 3 Boys Bees. On betterbee.com, you're looking at $350 for that.
To test your honey?
Yeah, basically you take a sample of your honey, you send it in the return label, and it takes approximately 3 months through them. But basically it's kind of a one-time thing. If they're foraging in the same area for that 1 yard, you could do it.
Hey, Steve.
It ain't cheap. I'd just rather put either wildflower honey or honey.
Yeah, it's easier. Now I get it. Some honeys you can charge more for, right? I mean, but I'm even at my small scale, I'm not going out there every few weeks and harvesting honey. First of all, my colonies aren't strong enough to even do that. But maybe one day, but not right now. And plus, it's just me.
Yeah, silver grill. I hear that one. Depending on what you're getting.
He said they have sourwood. So sourwood, you can get top dollar for sourwood, but you know, I don't have the palate of Bob Binney when I can stick my hive tool in something and taste it and say, "Yep, that's mountain laurel, tastes like booty." Then throw that all out. You know, I don't. Yeah, nothing is cheap anymore. Only my jokes. My jokes are cheap.
Free 99.
They're free 99. You get all of the bad jokes you want, and all of the stings on the booty. See, that's the other thing, man, with that Guardian jacket. That Guardian jacket, man. I like it and I hate it all at the same time. Every time I go out there, now I'm getting stung in the love handles in the back when I bend over, work the colony. And you can usually smell and taste what it is. Well, I mean, I can tell like goldenrod, right? Because it's so dark.
Yeah.
But this time of year, I couldn't tell you if it came off of berries or what. I know when I open the colony, it smells very floral in there right now, like a bouquet of flowers.
Our privet here, it'll be a real real light color, and it's really sweet.
Really light.
Yeah. Let's see. Getting. I was getting text too.
You getting text
Both
too?
our phones are going off this evening. See for video.
Yeah, he says it tastes terrible, and it leaves a bad aftertaste in your mouth. That mountain laurel.
I ain't never tried it. The only thing we really get here is either privet or tallow.
Well, you're done with your privet.
Yeah, it's pretty much dried up now.
So
depending on the rain this weekend, if I can get out there in the next either this weekend or next weekend, I'm going to go ahead and start pulling some of the light honey.
Hey, Dennis, good to see you, buddy. Thanks for stopping in. Randy, good to see you. The USDA nailed me here in Ohio because I did not have my first name on the label. Well, I have my logo and where I live. I need to update them. I'll update them and put my address and phone number on there.
I got my logo, my name, address, and telephone number, and then the weight.
And I got solid honey. It's kind of like a Vicks Vapor Rub right now.
Good texture, huh?
Tastes good, though. It's a good tasting honey.
Yeah, you need to pin that link to the top of your chat, too.
Which one?
The StreamYard you put in.
But I don't want to.
That way it stays up there.
But there you go.
There it went.
So we're back to the family-friendly viewing. So
Three Boys Bees, where are you located at?
But Tulip Popular's coming on strong.
Yeah, our privet's pretty much dried up. You might see one or two little bitty flowers out there, but the rest of them done turn dark. But I think what I'm going to do this year, once the seeds start coming out on it, and I have some seeds saved from last year, I'm going to go around my fence line. I got 1.5 acres here fenced in. I'm going to go the entire fence line and put privet seeds all the way around it.
I see. The problem is when I stand up at my colonies and I've got all the supers off, the brood box comes to my knees. So I have to bend over because I'm so tall. And when I do that, my shirt and my jacket pull up, right? And it just exposes that skin. And they love to tear me up back there.
Yeah, silver gorilla. Our privet usually lasts a little bit longer too, but it's already dried.
Man, this honey's good. What you talking about? $2 more a jar, crystallized honey.
I need to bring a spoon in here and start eating some of mine.
I've never had the whip honey. But see, when you say whip honey, Houston, that makes me want, now I got to go buy another machine.
I've seen some people actually just make a quick whipped honey in like the KitchenAid countertop mixers.
Hey, Gunline Bees. Good to see you.
Yeah, Gunline, you were another one on that list. Let me bring that back up. We got some more people in here now.
So if you're just coming in, we do a giveaway. Blythewood Bee Company has given us 5 prize packets. We've given away 1 already. And basically, you just got to throw a thumbs up on Tuesday night, the Tuesday night stream we did. You got to throw a thumbs up, and you got to comment on both of our channels because this is simul streamed to both channels at the same time, and to be entered for the prize pack.
Thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. If your name is not in green, that means you're missing one of the channels. Once you're on both channels, then your name will turn green and you're entered for the drawing.
So read off who's got to go to your channel that's from mine.
On your channel, Gunline Bees, Jesse FJR, David E. Taylor, Houston Shelton, Frank's Bees, and Sean
Bouters.
I'm probably butchering his last name, and I apologize.
And
Everybody butchers my last name too, though.
And Earl, you got to come over to my channel. And that way, just to make sure you're entered in next Tuesday night's giveaway. And that giveaway consists of wood pulp, swarm trap, a 2-ounce bottle of Swarm Commander, a 16-ounce bottle of Honey Be Gone, and a bottle of Beekeeper's Choice feed supplement.
I'm trying to... Wrong hard drive.
You can make whipped honey with a drill motor and a paint stirrer. That's what you do. So you just basically put the honey in there and whip air into it. Is that what you're doing?
I've seen them do them with a drill paddle, and then, like I said, the KitchenAid countertop mixers.
And that's different from the creamed honey, then.
I believe it is. Look, whenever I did it in the KitchenAid mixer, once it kind of sets, it turns more almost like a solid white. It looks like that puff marshmallow stuff.
Oh,
it ain't the same consistency, but it was that color.
Hey, Bruce, good to see you, buddy.
Let's see. I'm gonna bring up that picture so everybody knows what's on the giveaway. And this is from Blythewood Bee Company. We've already done one drawing, and for the next 4 Tuesdays, we're going to give away another kit, which includes the pulpwood swarm box, Swarm Commander, the Honey Be Gone, and the honey feeding stimulant
from Beekeeper's Choice. And all of those 3 products, guys, the Swarm Commander, Honey Be Gone, and this feeding supplement are actually made by Blythewood Bee Company. And so that's a good little package there.
All 4 of those will be in each giveaway.
Yep. So it's a prize pack. So it's a good thing. Tinking Willie Staggerwort. We're talking about the giveaway. And we talked about printing labels up on the Apiary website and what's going on in the bee yard and chatting. We threw the link out there for people to come in. Oh, yeah. Hey, I've subscribed to Randall. He's a very knowledgeable guy.
Yeah, I've been subbed to Randall for quite a while now.
I'm pretty sure everybody in here was over there last night, but if they didn't go see it, go watch Bruce's Bees and the stream team last night with Randall Carter as the guest. That was a very good show. Very, very good show. Matter of fact, you going to drop a link to the video?
I'm going to drop a link to Randall Carter's YouTube page first.
Hey, Mad Mort. Good to see you.
I already had that pulled up.
Oh, yeah. He's got tons of knowledge. Tons. Matter of fact, I watched one of his videos once I subscribed to him about dropping a nuke into a queenless hive, just taking the whole nuke and dropping it right in the middle. And that colony's doing great right now. It definitely kicked it in. Wonder if someone made honey off of it. I must have missed something.
And then I'm going to drop a link to the stream team's live they had last night with Randall Carter. It was a good live. Y'all ought to check that out too.
There's lots of good. Every live they do is good. I haven't seen really.
Even if I ain't made it home in time, I still turn it on my drive home or while I'm still at work. And
we just enjoy talking bees, listening about bees, learning stuff about bees. It's the beesness around here. Here you go. There's another free 99 joke for you. And we got the link up there, guys, if you want to join in and come sit with us and chat. Brad, anybody, Rich, Sarah, you ain't been on yet.
Yeah, come on, Sarah.
And trying to keep it friendly.
I think we can handle the friendly part here tonight.
Oh, yeah, I think so. I try. Trying.
So what do you got planned the rest of the week for your bee yards?
For me, I don't know. I went through my other Demaray today. It's doing okay. Queen's still running around there laying it up. But they keep trying to draw super seizure cups, which is weird because she's actually laying. I mean, and still trying to, but they're still popping super seizure cups up. So maybe she's near the end of her time on the planet. I don't know. And other than that, I mean, it's just, hey, no problem, Mark. I hope they ship it out soon, like today. When it comes to doing something, I like get on that train of thought and then I do it and knock it out of the way. I did start working on my my queen castle. My 10 frame boxes that have the 3 frames in each section.
Oh, where the ones that you kind of routed down, I guess, to put the little divider in.
I put dividers in it, and hey Jesse, I'm putting peppermint. When I see a beetle, it gets peppermints. If I don't see a beetle, then I let it ride another week. But I mean, what I did originally is I put them in all the colonies, and then if I see a beetle after that, that's when they get it again. And you know, I'm just treating it like that. And I've been lucky, knock on wood, haven't seen the beetles that I've been seeing. Now, some of my nukes that I have off to the side, I haven't pepperminted them. So I need to. That actually could be my test group over there, right? Now I got honey all over my fingers for sticking my finger in a jar. It's good. It's good stuff, though. Yeah, you'll be surprised. I was a skeptic when I first started, but I was willing to try it because I tried everything else, you know, and it definitely went away.
Yeah, my new yard that I just set up, was that last weekend or weekend before? I finally got my number 4 yard set up, and I put peppermints in all of them.
And no,
hey there, Brian.
Hey, Brian, how's it going? And Brian, he must have knew I was getting ready to talk about him. Brian said that he went from like 20, 30 hive beetles down to 2 or 3. So, I mean, that's a pretty big dent.
Yeah.
And I had someone else that came out here and they messaged me and said theirs was knocked down after using the peppermint. So
far, the only ones that I've noticed the hive beetles in is the ones that I didn't put the peppermint, but it's only been, 4 or 5 on one of them the other day. Right. Other than that, I think I've seen 3 so far, like total.
But it's definitely I can say compared to last year and the year before, I've got less hive beetles this year. Yeah. And the colonies, and when I say less, I mean basically none or 1 if I see any. I mean, I'll do a video. I did a video, I think it was DC's, or maybe I think it was DC that pointed out, or maybe it was hold on, I gotta scroll back here, guys. Or Daisy. It might have been Daisy. DC or Daisy, one of them 2 fellas saw in a video, oh, you missed that 1 hive beetle in a video. And I went back and watched the timestamp. I'm like, yep, there he is. And the 1 hive beetle is a doggone win. Bob's peppermints, yeah, the round soft ones. Put a peppermint near the entrance, looked earlier, and the bees are on it like a chicken on a June bug. I know. Yep, I knew it was one of you 2 guys. I put up so many videos, and there's so many comments that it's like I forget sometimes who said what when. But, you know, we'll see, like with the Demaray today, I'm very optimistic on that, but I know the top box is just going to they're going to make a bunch of queen cells, so I'm gonna have to go back in there and smash out. Might even go this weekend and go in that box and just crush their will.
Got 2-pound box of peppermints on Amazon for $15. That's a lot of peppermints.
Look at Lee, the peppermint salesman. They're gonna start calling us the peppermint twins.
Hey, if they help, might as well try it. Do it.
Where's old Earl? I know he's in there. Earl is watching this. I know he is. He's just being silent. How did you get that eye? Brian, did you get zapped in the eye, brother? I did see your video today. Get shirts. You want my shirt link? If you're wondering why I've got on a golf shirt today, it's not because I went golfing. I actually sat in on a meeting with the school district about teaching. So I don't know if that's going to happen or not. It's kind of crazy. I think as short as everybody is with teachers in the United States, when you go to apply to be a teacher, you have to pay like here, $110 application fee. You got to pay $55 to get your the fingerprints and all that stuff. I'm like, any other job, when you get hired, they send you for all that.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. There he is. I knew he was here. See, all quiet and in the background. All right, so this is that Game of Drones shirt from my gear store. If you guys like it or interested in it, no pressure, but just dropping it out there. It helps. I'm not working right now, so every little bit helps, right?
I just seen we got Rich in here too.
Yeah, Rich has been in there. I saw him a little while ago. Earl, you need to go to my channel and make a comment on Tuesday night's video so you can be entered to win the prize pack.
If your name is not in green, you need to make sure you've commented on both channels. Get entered in that drawing.
So here's how this works. If your name is not green on Lee's channel, that means you actually have to go to my channel to do it. And if you're on my list on the left-hand side and you're not green, means you have to go to Lee's channel and do it to enter to win. He said he did. All right, so I knew he was here. See, he was all being slick, sitting in the background. What, nobody wants to click the link and come join us tonight?
Silver Gorilla, you're good on both channels. I've already checked you. He said he's old and couldn't see it.
Yeah, it was crazy. So I'm like, okay, so I've got the education. I want to come teach, but I've got to spend a couple $100 to maybe be able to come teach for you. Didn't make a lot of sense to me.
It's kind of like you paying to go to work.
Yeah, and then if you're doing an adjunct position, you might only teach for a couple hours a day and then be home. So it's like, if I spent this, how many days would I actually have to work to pay back what I put in there? So it's kind of, oh, hey, Mike, good to see you, bud. And, to see what to do. But that was an adjunct thing. They've got several programs to be able to teach, and some of them are, get your certificate type programs. But, by the time you pay the application fee, you send off to your university to get transcripts, you pay to get the fingerprint check, and there you go. Well, my degrees are in health science. When I taught in the college courses I taught were all institutional pharmacy, sterile products and compounding, all that kind of stuff. It had to do with working in a hospital pharmacy type environment. And that's what I was doing at the university level. As far as high school or middle school, biology, health science, stuff like that, chemistry maybe. Steve,
Hi guys.
hey man, good to see you.
I think I'll join you for a few minutes.
Oh, we appreciate it because we were getting lonely up here. Even though we have 28 people out there, we're
I
nobody
love
wanted
watching
to
you guys. You guys are great.
Hey, somebody likes us.
Hey, we won't throw any chairs at you or anything like that
Well,
tonight.
days ago, I thought you were going to break the screen, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's hey.
Hey,
Okay.
Grammy's midwife, you left that comment. She couldn't see it on her phone. If you go to both mine and Bob's channel, leave a comment, thumbs up, and make sure you subbed on both of them. You'll be entered in the drawing for the Blythewood Bee Company giveaway.
Yep. It's a swarm trap, swarm commander, honeybee gone, and some feeding supplement. And
we've already had one drawing last Tuesday, and we got 4 more to go. He's doing 5 giveaways total.
Hey, 3 boys, where do you live, man? What, you don't have to, give us your address, but like city and state,
DC giving you a hard time.
I wouldn't expect anything less from DC. Nothing. I've come to expect it from DC.
Yeah,
hey, I'm good on the sarcasm front, but I try to keep it low key as much as possible and watchable. Nobody came here to watch that, so I apologize for that. But hey, with that happening, we actually got a lot of views on that stream, and I gained subs. So I guess they liked the Jerry Springer episode. I don't know. That's a good thing. I'm glad you missed it, Sarah. It was not my shiniest moment. Look at that.
Hey there, Mike.
Coming to you live from Key West, Florida. Mike at Coon Lake Highs.
Oh yeah, no. The lady brought me they were down at in Hawaii. Like, okay, no, yeah, Hawaii. So it's like a real shirt, which is kind of weird.
A real Hawaiian shirt.
A real Hawaiian shirt. Yeah.
I like it.
Well, how are you guys doing tonight?
I'm doing great, man.
Yeah. How's the weather there?
Rainy right now, 66 degrees, but it was in the mid 70s today.
Okay.
So it wasn't bad.
Hey, Steve, where are you?
New York.
New York.
Oh, that's right. I totally forgot. I apologize.
No problem. We found that weather also.
Yeah.
We're in the 70s and 80s the last couple of days.
Yeah, we hit 91 today. Heat index was 99.
Oh boy.
Okay.
And now we got rain for the next 3 days.
Your bees are sweating. Now, see, I'm telling you, once the rain stops, watch, you'll see swarms. I don't know, not your swarms.
Not out of mine.
Somebody's going to swarm.
I got to try to get out there tomorrow before the rain starts and put some more supers on. I wish I would have thought about it when I got home. I should have went out there when I got home today and checked on just to look in front because I know they were going to be beard and just get a quick little picture of it.
Well, that colony I couldn't get the bees to move up into the super with, I went ahead and demerate them today. So we're gonna let that roll and see how it goes. But I'm not gonna rob the brood like I did in the other one. Hey, Raisin Hales.
Yeah, I just found out that he's only about 15 minutes from me, right there in Baton Rouge.
Really?
Yep, like the next exit over.
So we got up to 88 today, and we're actually going to be warmer for the next week than Maryland, DC. I don't know what's going on here, but apparently we're getting that. So
you've been able to get out there in them at all, or?
Honestly, I've been helping out at my friend's mill on a constant basis right now, and they got a big order down. Hey, Houston, just have a big order going through, and then we're starting to put together the all the hive boxes. And my wood guy Vince, he wants to do dovetail joints on every single box. I mean, he's he's a 79-year-old artisan, so we're starting to crank those things out.
Guys.
So, it's, but to answer your question, though, I hope to on Saturday get in those things, and I'm going to do something I've never done before. I'm going to bring my my camera out there and put it on a stand and go through the hives. There's 2 hives in particular I'm very, very interested in. It's an obscure queen, and that thing is swarmed. I've gotten its I've got a swarm cells started nukes from it. She's a monster. That whatever's in that genetics, man. I'm going to try and force her to swarm this year too. Both of the hives that are from her genetics, and
You're trying to force her to swarm?
Yeah, I'm going to try and force swarm cells.
So why don't you just do a dem array or either a put her over a double screen bottom board? Put her in the bottom.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm going to end up doing. I'm going to be going into the box every 5 days, just tipping him and checking and going from there. And then if I get a swarm cell, I'll pull it out. We're making 3-frame, 10-frame queen mating boxes, and we'll put those up over the main brood, and then do the double screen board. So that's how I'm going to handle that. So that's just my little idiosyncrasy. A bunch of you guys are really into the dem arrays, but I don't have the time for that.
Yeah, you got to check them once a week for sure.
Yeah, and I'll have to do that when I get the cells built up until I pull those things. But that's my plan. But that, and something else, that doggone queen, those bees don't seem to care if there's mites in there, which I don't quite understand. But I don't know, just great genetics. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm going to try and get there on Saturday. The idea of the bees getting ready to fly after they get out by forcing swarm cells, does it allow the bees to pick better? Yes and no. It depends upon if you're leaving them in there. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to pull the swarm cells out and then put them in above the double screen board in a 10-frame box with 3 dividers in it, depending upon how many I get in there.
I'm going to show you the one.
Go ahead.
I'm going to show you the one that it's a screenshot off the video today. Let me see.
Please.
I got to edit the stream. There you go. That's she had brood on 9 frames.
What?
Yep, 9 frames.
What did you do?
That was one of those super nukes I got 3 weeks ago.
Oh, it's one of those.
And they just weren't moving up into the super. They were on every frame. She had a few queen cups, but no, they were all dry. And I just did a dem array on it. I just put the one in the bottom, one frame in the bottom that had some open brood and larvae on it, and put her down on the bottom with blank foundation. Put a queen excluder on the box. Put 2 supers in between, and a queen excluder, and then put that whole box on the top. 9 frames.
That's okay. So that's gone into full honey production. Do you have a bunch of drawn comb for honey supers you can put over that?
No, I didn't. I don't have it. That's why I was.
Yeah, see, that's where it gets really iffy, because unless you got that drawn comb up there, they're not going to want to start feeding them. Okay, well, you're in a tight spot there, but man, look at that thing. Beautiful.
On both sides, it was like that.
No, I get you when you said 9 frames.
So it was crazy.
Nukes tear into the other. What's this? 3 boys. I heard something about the shared box mating nukes tearing out the other cells and piping on the other side. I never heard of that, but here's the thing. We're using a 1/4-inch plywood as a divider. So they're completely isolated from one another. Some other people do whatever that compressed cardboard, and it just doesn't work. It doesn't hold up. And we want to have a little bit of thickness in there. So that's an interesting question, though, 3 boys.
I heard somebody here a while back talking about that. Now, I've never seen it, but I heard somebody talking about the multiple mating boxes. When one queen emerges say in this box,
Yeah.
or this portion of the box, if piping cause the next box over to tear down queen cells.
Let me.
It's entirely okay. That's well, it's kind of funny. I'm glad you said that, Lee, because what I'll do then, depending upon the number of cells I get, I can take let's say I get 2 queen cells. I'll put them on the far outside of the dividers and leave the inside one blank.
See, I don't know if that's the case, and I'm going to say that because then, what's the stop? All right, so I've got 16 queens outside, banked inside of a colony that has a queen running around in it, and I've got 16 mated queens in cages sitting in there that are all being taken care of. And they've got to be piping in those cages.
Mm-hmm.
So why wouldn't they have killed the queen that's running around in there?
Bob, that's a great point. So, well, part of that would have to be, general behavior too. It's something kind of curious. I think Bob Benny touched on this. If you have 2 queens that are identical in age and they actually end up in the same hive, they ignore one another. Not all the time. There's something that nobody ever talks about that. And apparently roughly about 20% of our beehives, there'll be 2 queens in them. And people don't know that because, once you find the one queen, you stop, right? I do, But was it Dr. Jamie Ellis was talking about that. He says, no, that's when you do the hard numbers, that's kind of what it comes out. Yeah, kind of like twins there, DC. But I don't know. I hate getting in tech side when I haven't run into it all. Bob Benny was talking about if you have the 2 queens of the same age, that they're not nearly as likely to go off on one another. In fact, what he was talking about was you can hot swap queens of the same age. You can pull them out of a hive, move them directly over into another hive, and the other bees will just accept them right away. It must have something to do with the balance of the pheromone level. So enough of the science stuff there.
Hey, let's see if we can answer this question. All right, question about bee stings. I just got 3-pound package of Italian Herbert Carolina bees. Their sting left welts where local bees don't bother me. Couldn't be the chemical treatment before we got them. I guess that's just added them on there, but
and it depends where you're from. That Hebert, it could either be Hebert or Abear.
Well, it said Carolina. It said Carolina. So
okay. Down south we say Abear.
So, I get stung, as you guys watch on my videos, quite a bit, and even with the stings, sometimes I get welts and sometimes I don't. Sometimes my hand swells up, sometimes it doesn't. I think it depends on actually how long the bee stinger is in you pumping that.
Oh, absolutely. That'll
the
make
venom.
a major difference.
The worst thing you can do when you get stung, don't reach for that stinger and try to squeeze and pull it out. You're squeezing all that venom in at one time. Either take your fingernail, or your hive tool and just kind of flick it out.
Yeah.
I got 2 stings last year. One hit me on the thumb, didn't do anything. 2 days later, I got one on the finger, on the another finger. It swelled the whole hand, wrist, everything up.
Okay. And actually, Peter Gunn brought up a good question here. It's possible that, well, who knows what's really going on there. I don't think it has to do with the chemical treatment. By forcing swarm cells, it allow the bees to pick better.
I'm of the belief that they're going to pick they know better which one's best for them than I do. That's my opinion.
Here's the thing. I'm not leaving the swarm cells in there and letting them even try. As far as like the bees tearing down other queen cells, yeah, they will do that. That's why they make the queen cell cages they're DC. So that's, I don't know if you've ever seen those, because when they go to tear down a cell, they go in sideways. So the cage goes around the doggone thing. It's open on the end. And boy, something I don't.
You talking about the roller cage?
Please. Yeah, thank you. Of course, Lee's got that handy there.
Well, I got it handy too.
Well, they've got another one though that's actually it's conical shape, and for some reason they're usually red.
The little protector cage.
Yeah.
Oh, the cell protector. I know what you're talking about.
So the cell, the queens can still emerge on the end, but they can't tear it down from the sides. And Daisy just put up there. I love the hand stings. It helps my arthritis.
Well,
So
I know from my videos, I'll never have arthritis in my ass.
You know what you did? I want you to come out to Minnesota. I'm going to take you down to the Mayo.
Hey, Yanni.
Yanni.
The stings definitely help my hands.
Yeah.
Is what you were talking about, Mike?
What's that? Yeah.
Is that
Thank you. Thank you, Lee. Of course, you'd find that right. Lee, you're such a resource in pulling that stuff up. God bless. So let's see. There was something else that popped. Oh, I know what it was. Okay. So they were just talking about a package of bees. So what I want to tell all the viewers or ask all the viewers, because I've only found one video of this on the internet, and I believe I've talked to Lee and Bob about this before, but if you get a package of bees, folks, what I want to see you do is get a flower sifter, take the doggone package of bees and put it in a box with some white paper underneath it so it's suspended up above or something like that, and dust those doggone bees with powdered sugar but heavy, and then let them sit, and then flip the cage over so that it's the other side is down. So you just basically mix them up and dust them again hard. And if you want to do that 2 or 3 times, what happens is the bees groom the doggone mites off but hard. And like I said, I've only seen one other person out there, and all of your wonderful viewers, Lee and Bob, I'm challenging them to do that. You get a package of bees, dust the crap out of them with powdered sugar, and put them over a white sheet of paper so we can see the mite drop. I can't believe that nobody's talked about this before, but it might be one of the more effective initial mite drop. It's not going to kill all the mites because there's no way they're going to groom off. You got a big ball.
Yeah.
Right.
Any reduction is better than that.
Thank you. That's what I'm looking for, Lee. So a reduction down in that. So,
So while we're talking about queens, and Blythewood is supporting the channel by giving a giveaway, I'll talk about this queen rearing setup that they got.
Nice.
So have you seen this one yet, Mike?
No. Where did that come from?
This is a Saracel queen rearing kit. It comes with 4 of these frames. It comes with 2 grafting tools and 80 of these cups. Now, what I like about it, and it comes with this queen wheel. That tells you what to do when, and a bunch of information on the back. But what I really like about it are the cups. All right, so everybody's familiar with these cups that you have to put the little cap in, and then you have to have this black piece has to be attached to your frame.
That's different from the JCBZ, but the cup is
and then you got to put this on that, right?
Okay.
Basically like the Nycot system.
And then this is a 1-piece cup that you graft right into the cup. And the cup goes here. I'll just turn the track so you can see it's got a metal track in it. You just pop it in there and twist it, and it just hangs in the track. And then the queen roller cage fits right over top of it. And then when you're done, you just could pop the whole cage out. And of course, you can put that in there tighter if you want to. But and this queen rearing set is $69, and you get 4 of these frames. So
very interesting.
It's a pretty good value. Bohemia Bees actually ordered one the other day, straight from. Yeah, the wheel alone is $25 in most stores, and the whole set is with the. It comes with the 4 frames. And this one was actually given to me by Blythewood Bee Company. I didn't pay for it, but it comes with 4 of these. So it's a pretty good value. The other day, Jason from Bohemia Bees ordered one, but their website was acting up on the shipping. Okay. So if you're going to order one of these from them, guys, it's probably better just to call so they can manually calculate the shipping. Because I took that box, I opened it up. He had 2 Ceracell Mite check kits as well. I put them in that box, sealed it back, took it to the post office. It was $13 to ship through the USPS. So,
Okay.
and I think the website said it was $109 in shipping. So yeah, definitely call, because when he was on our show, when Scott was on our show, he said that that they're transitioning from the website that they have now to a Spotify system that does everything for them.
Okay, so they're yeah. Okay.
So there's some
Give 'em a
issues
call.
going on there.
If you want to
Yeah.
get them from them, give them a call and find out what the real package is. Randy Klingon Farms. I can't quite read that. He says, oxalic acid. Thank you, Lee. Vape 9 days after you install. Oh, so okay. Now I can see your name. That's a little bit too late. You can end up with some capped at 9.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great thing to do. Absolutely. If you want to just completely kill all the mites, yeah, by all means do that. But I would actually suggest to do it, like somewhere between 5 and 8 days on the outside.
I just wouldn't do it too soon. You can cause
No, not too soon. Not too soon. So I think what I heard somewhere was that actually between 6 and 8. Brain fog. I apologize, but I wouldn't let it go to 9 because you could get some that are capped then. But,
yeah, I usually, when I put it, I wasn't planning to buy any nukes this year. That was not on my list of things to do, but I ended up doing it. Typically,
that was funny. I like that.
Typically when I buy them and put them in, I'll let them be in there for a few days. I mean, it's their own comb, so they should be pretty used to it, right?
Yeah.
And then I'll blast them with oxalic acid. But I didn't on those nukes, and they're like killing it right now. So, and because they're doing so good on the honey, well, at least my other one is drawing it all up, that I just haven't done it yet,
Yeah. Hey, Randy, you got a good point. If you don't have drawn comb, I apologize. I didn't take that into account. By the way, folks, if you want to do just a quick look at your hive and find out if, in fact, you have mice in your hive, which we always, do, that's something else you can do. And I suggest you get one of these flower sifters, the old ratchet things that your grandma would use. Thank you. You got to be careful with getting ones. I'd get one at a garage sale, get an older one. The newer one's not so good. But anyways, you can take that doggone powdered sugar and get it down in between all your frames. Give them a good. This only works if you have a removable drawer bottom board. A screen bottom board where you can pull the drawer out.
Right.
And the doggone bees will groom those mites off that are in there, and it gives you kind of. Thank you. I would. Yeah, there's another one I like a lot better, and I can't. If it's Oxo, Oxo's got a better one, but that's it. Thank you for the rest of you that didn't know what that is. We've got a librarian here who's on top of stuff, but good. But that's another thing you can do, and again, it only works if you've got the screen bottom board where you can pull the drawer in and pull it out and look for mites. But you can also do a look at that. Once you get good at it, you can take that doggone powdered sugar and dust it in between the frames, and you can roughly see if it's a heavy mite load or a light mite load. So that's something else to think about. It's not a mite treatment, not at all. So
I think there are some people out there that are saying they do that instead of OA, though.
Oh, yeah. No, they do that. Oh, heavens, yes. They'll take frames out and heavily dust all the sides and put them back in. But this is just to see what kind of mite drop you're looking at. It's not a treatment. That's just keep want to go on there. I did a powdered sugar on my 3-pound pack. Michael, did you film that?
Or did you get a mite count off of how many fell off of it?
What we always say, Bob, if it ain't on film, it didn't happen.
Oh, right. Yeah. Hey, Michael, you got your back up against the wall, but no, seriously, did you do a mite count on that? And did you do like a one dose of it, or did you flip it around and give a couple of them? So get back to us on that. Yeah, Sarah, I haven't had to buy a package in several years too, but hey, I'm thinking about everybody else, right?
It'd be nice to know if it works though. If it does work and it's effective, then yeah, every once in a while in between treatments, a little powdered sugar on there.
Yeah,
Steve,
just
Steve, I guess it's best saying when he pulls the frame out, any drones that were killed during the inspection, just go ahead and look under that uncapped drone cell, see if you see any mites in there.
oh, and
I did that the other day.
yeah, that works fantastic. But here's the watchword on that one: you have to look at them right away because those doggone mice will hide right underneath the larva. So when you get them open, folks, take a look at them real quick. It's those doggone mites in those things. They've got a railroad track there. They can move pretty quick. If I eat royal jelly out of 2 queen cells the next day, I feel 10 years younger and I'm 61 years old.
I've heard a lot of people say that it's supposed to be good for you, but from what I've also heard, you better have a chaser to go with it because they said it tastes like you know what.
Well, I've got a philosophy on that, like packages and nukes. My mentor that sold me my original nukes, he said he wasn't going to sell me any more nukes, right? Make your own bees now, right?
Yeah.
Which that's great. That's my thing. I like to make my own bees. However, I wanted a little bit of diversity in the yard. So if I get queens from one person and some nukes from another person, then I'm just changing the genetics in my yard a little bit. That was just the idea.
That's Sarah's Happy Hives pointed out something that happens to me all the time. Once you get into looking at those bees, you forget you got a camera.
Oh yeah. Well, you see, my 40-minute videos are 5-hour live streams.
I've done that.
Yeah,
if I'm going to all 4 of my yards in one day, half the time I only get the camera out in 1 yard, maybe 2, because I'm so busy, hot, I forget about it.
And you've gone long when your GoPro dies, the battery dies, and it goes dee dee dee. You're like, damn.
I got 8 batteries.
Yeah, bring extra batteries, folks. Michael, I didn't film, but I only seen one. Did you? It was in the shipping cage. Okay, that doesn't. Did you have your cage turned sideways so the screen was facing down? And did you dust it once on one side, or did you flip it over? Houston, I would have dusted them if I'd had thought about it. See, that's why we're bringing this up here, guys. I just want to see other people get. In fact, I almost bought a package of bees just to do it.
Just to do it.
I got dry foam coming out of my butt, so
I bet you it'd be a good video. You get a lot of views on that one, probably.
Yeah, it could be. Started 5 colonies. We'll have come from 3 different people. Okay.
Yeah, that's
DC. I thought you said you were doing some grafting or something like that. I might have not read that right, but Oh, and I wanted to run something by you guys because I'm going to do a center divider and all the 10-inch supers so that I can do 4-frame nukes down below and follow the Michael Palmer thing where you actually just make 4-frame nuke boxes on top, and he actually overwinters them like that. But he uses those things for brood factories and also for drawing comb out. And if that's something that I would love to see more folk do that. If you get a nucleus hive, remember it is a resource hive. You're not just bringing it up to get big. Bob knows exactly what I'm talking about. And just keep putting undrawn foundation in there. Let them draw it out. Thank you. How many frames in those boxes there?
4.
4 in the top.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, 4 top, 4 bottom, and it's divided. That's the one I have in my backyard now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's funny to watch Michael Palmer when he does that because he'll end up with these doggone things like 5-6 levels high. And if you're not going to get into them and draw a comb and whatnot, you do also have the option of just putting a honey supers on top of the damn things. And for that matter, if you wanted them to draw out honey supers,
you could just put a queen excluder on the top and just start putting supers on top, right?
Right. I would suggest. Now I don't remember if this is what Mike does or not, but you put the queen excluder not on the lower main 10 frame, but on the next level up.
On the 2 4s.
Yeah. Yeah, and then by the time you put a honey super on the very top, the bees don't care. They'll mix. They're fine. The two different colonies, they don't give a rat's tail. So you're good there. But
I was working on my queen castles today. That 10 frame box divided into three frame
yeah,
queen
mating,
castles.
yeah, mating boxes.
Yeah, maybe. Well, see, I've got an issue. Well, my issue is that I've got these queens
Oh,
that if I don't sell them, I've got to have a place to put them.
absolutely.
So I'll give them another
Okay, I see that.
another week or so, and I've got to split it up.
Yeah. Kind of unrelated, but I'm making the three frame, 10 frame mating boxes. Michael Palmer recommends the resource hive to every product for production. Yeah, he goes heavy. He really does. He's got a lot. But anyways, so he was doing, and I know you guys have seen these queen mating boxes that have like 5 frames and they're sideways in there.
Right.
Take a 10 frame box and divide it into four portions. And what he found out was that dividing them into the 3 sections using normal frames and something else he did. You guys probably all know that Bob Binney puts some marks on the outside of his hives, so the returning queen is a little bit easier finding it. What he did is that he painted the entrance sides of the 3 frame mating nukes different colors, and he said between that and doing the 3 frame instead of the 4 frame nuke things, that the just painting the colors on just boosted the return rate a lot. I forget what it was. I want to say he was hovering around 90%, which is insane. That's really sweet. So,
hey Bobby's Bee, I have not shipped any yet. I don't have the box to glue them in there. I do have a battery box. Depending on how many you wanted, we could probably work something out if the post office will ship them, right?
I would think so.
So as long as, I don't know what shipping would run, because it'd probably have to be an overnight thing.
Usually overnight and USPS, regular U.S. Postal Service.
Okay. DC, there are 2 videos that Mike Palmer just did recently, that actually 3. One was with Humberto of Inside the Hive TV. Another one was Cayman Reynolds interviewed him, and then Frederick Dunn. So there's 3 new interviews out there with him. So he's getting on in years, but one of them, he actually also was explaining the difference about zigzagging comb for raising brood. So instead of just dropping like frames down, just additional ones, or even checkerboarding them, what he does is he puts the bare front frame over the frame that has brood on it already. And one of Bob Binney's friends does the same thing. Duck River Honey interviewed the guy down in, I think it was like Florida. This guy gets like double his honey production by doing the same thing with honey supers. So instead of just checkerboarding, he actually pulls those out and will put like a full honey frame with a blank one over, and it's labor intensive, because when you pull a honey super off, you have to take half the frames out, and checkerboard them that way. But so for some reason, this is the crossover here between these 2 guys. Zigzag checkerboarding is something that the bees love. Now, I don't know why. Maybe it's because they're down below and they can look straight up and say, hey, I got stuff up there. So it's, if you want to do that video. So I'm done. I'm sorry. I'll shut up.
Oh, no, that's fine.
Cajun, on that, generally, if it's new foundation, you want to keep them frames pretty tight, or they'll try to build one out more than the other, and it kind of throws everything off.
Yeah, they'll build one real fat, and it goes into the other one, which makes that be more narrow.
Yeah. So what these guys are talking about is full drawn frames. I'm sorry, I should have said that.
Now, after you have drawn comb drawed all the way out, you can use spacers.
Those things are so handy, Lee.
They are.
I only have one. I was cheap. I only bought one of them, so I put it on one end and then put it on the other end. Lee had to go big time and get two, so he could do them both at the same time.
Well, Bob, you buy everything on the doggone planet. You got two hands. Get two of them.
I can't do it anymore, though. I don't have a job, dude. This is what I'm doing. Beekeeping. That's it right now. Taking care
Guys,
of my
this
mom.
one's up your alley here.
I'm a new beekeeper and don't have any bugs or mites at this time. Where are you located? First question. I was hearing that peppermint was good to get rid of hive beetles. Well, I'm glad it's getting out there because it sure has helped me get rid of mine at this time. You know, I am, knock on wood, 99% beetle free.
Let us know where you are there, Michael, because, for instance, in Minnesota, we have 0 hive beetles. And the only time we'll ever see hive beetles in a hive is if you bought a package from down south. And then they don't overwinter.
Yeah, about to say after winter, you wouldn't see them no more.
Yeah. The larvae that would normally overwinter in the ground, it gets frozen out. Kind of like all the polar bears here. Yeah, DC, exactly. Duck River honey, checkerboarding, more honey, more. That's the vertical zigzag. Dick Brickner, thank you. God, you guys have just got the best audience. You really do.
Of course.
Well, that's because they're staying for the chair fights and the cage matches that happen.
That's why me and Bob's here. That way we can learn from the audience.
That's it. Hey,
That's where we get our information.
hey guys, I did a video on doing a demoray, and when I was asking about the getting them to come up, someone in the comments said do a demoray, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll do a demoray. And when I went out there today and checked it, I'm like, yeah, that didn't work that well with what we were talking about before and doing the shake that we did. So we did the demoray, and now we're gonna see that. Found a hive beetle in your trap out.
What is a trap out? What's he talking about?
Basically, say a tree or a house, anything it may be that you can't actually cut into.
Cut out. Okay.
But when you can't cut it out, you can do a trap out and put a cone on it, and the bees will start to leave. And once all the foragers get out, then the queen basically follows them out after a bit of time. It takes a while to do a trap out.
Yeah.
In most cases.
No hive beetles here in Nebraska. Yeah, exactly. Southeastern Colorado. So yeah.
You probably have mites. You just don't know how many mites you have.
Well, I was thinking about hive beetles because, of course, he's got mites. Dear Lord, if you honestly, Michael, if you don't think you've got mites, we'll send you some bourbon or something if you can prove it. They serve here winter. They survive here in winter in Michigan. James, what do you have what's your idea of a see here? I'll have like 2 or 3 weeks of 20 below. So,
So I was actually thinking about breaking into my apivar for the colonies that I already know aren't going to be honey production this year.
Yeah.
Go ahead and drop an apivar in there and squashing some mites right now. And then after the honey flow hitting my other ones in between the summer honey flow and our fall goldenrod.
Okay. Sarah, that's pretty doggone funny. If you have bees, you have mice. Yeah. So, and nematodes, three boys, bees. Yeah, that's the jury is not out on those. Those things work. They will do something. The nematodes do. But what I was going to say to you, Bob, is that I know you don't do the mite wash, but we had 1 yard up here that just was decimated by mites, and we come to find out that it looked like it was just a bad batch of the apame. The
Apivar.
apivar.
Well, this is the first package of Apivar I've ever bought. I've got a ProVap 110. But since I've got these and Man Lake made sure they sent me the oldest crap they got that's getting ready to go out of date in October.
See, this is where I'm going with this. So, okay, guys, look, Lee's got the Larabi bee, which we all love. Great service there. And Bob's got the Apivar there. But anybody that throws Apivar in a hive that thinks it has killed their mites successfully, without doing a mite check, this is Russian roulette. It's not a good idea. And Bob, we talked a couple weeks ago about that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to put it in, and I'm still going to hit them with the OA.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can combine those just fine. But
I bought them. I spent $160 for them, so I'm going to give them a go.
Yeah.
Use them before they expire.
Nematodes are little critters that live in the ground. You can there's not a bacteria, but basically they eat the hive beetle larva. It's a predatory thing. Do a Google on nematodes and bring up a picture of them there if you wouldn't mind, Lee. I think they look like little worms. I can't quite remember now.
I just built a comb.
Single cell organism.
I just built a comb. Haven't seen no eggs yet installed in April. If it's been in there since April, now are you talking about April 30th? Chances are.
There you go. Thank you very much.
All right,
that's what they look like. Think of them as tapeworms that a human gets. So they find the hive beetle larva and they just go in there and basically eat it like gorilla mice do our bees.
All right, so you put a 3-pound package in on April 30th, and you didn't have any comb, right? So they're just building comb. And he doesn't have any eggs.
Michael, are you getting any pollen in? And do you have feeders on them? Like a 1-to-1, or as Lee likes to do. And he keeps reminding me, do less than that.
3/4 to 1.
Thank you. So I'm looking for that 3/4. Dude, too much math at the mill. I don't know. This is not determining, redshift a galactic movement.
It's been almost 2 weeks, I guess, since he had put that package in. So, I mean, they should have had enough comb out by now that she was laying in.
Yeah, you'd think so. But if he has zero nectar coming in there and that comb isn't drawn out, but the doggone, this is something that a lot of people don't realize. If you get comb that's not drawn out all the way and the bees are drawing it out, the queen will lay in a half-drawn comb.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
I had some last weekend that I inspected that was like that.
Isn't that fun to watch, though?
Let's see if
there's hardly any comb there at all, and the queen's like, well, I'm thinking ahead.
Right.
Guys, do your job. So
get to work, ladies. Get to work.
Amen. I like that. Should see a few eggs. I'm absolutely right with you, Houston. There should be something in there someplace.
I would give them a few days. If you don't see it by the end of the weekend, it'd be time to find a queen, probably.
Yeah, Bob. Yeah, you probably have a sterile queen. So, and that happens even if you get package bees, folks.
I mean, even if you get mated queens, you don't know.
I had 1/4 of the queens that I bought last year because I had to at the time. They were poor, or a couple of them are completely infertile.
Now, see, Jim, I was told, listening to Black Mountain Honey, that oxalic acid vaporizing over there is illegal. They cannot do it on their bees in the UK. Now, I don't know about the dribble, but I know they can't do the vaporizer, at least in Wales, where Black Mountain Honey is. I asked him directly on a live stream. He said, no, we can't do oxalic acid here. So
no kidding, Bob. They've been doing that using oxalic acid in Europe for 30 or 40 years, but it won't let. Okay, that's interesting. Thanks.
So he's doing what is it they're using now? They're using some other mite treatment. Let me see if I can find it.
While you're looking that up, I'm bringing a video up from, I believe it's the last weekend when I done an inspection.
Please.
You can see that the comb is drawn out in the center section pretty decent, but I mean, the closer to the edge it gets, the shallower it gets. But if you look, I'll zoom in here just a sec on my video.
Black Mountain Honey's got.
You can see all the eggs in it.
Oh, Lee. Thing of beauty. And by the way, folks, if you don't see those eggs, I don't see that good up close. bring a flashlight out.
And your
Even in broad
glasses.
daylight. Come on, Lee, bring it up. There you go. Bring a flashlight out with, or where are your goggles? See, that would be more for me, because then I'd have the reading glasses and the thing. So,
And sometimes your eyes can play tricks on you because
It's a bright light too.
when you rotate the frame, sometimes where the foundation comes together, if it's polished, it's shiny right in the tip, and it looks like there's an egg, and there could not be an egg there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gosh,
Michael, I've pollen given them 2 sugar mix with honey to be healthy. For believe it or not, but for early spring buildup like that, yeah, if you have extra honey in there, you can, but the straight sugar syrup will get them there too. I've seen Bobby do video using a gel treatment. Yeah, DC, I'm sorry to interrupt. I'll shut up here. He's using thymol.
So I see on Black Mountain Honey, he's got a video on Mite Quick Strips. He's got Thymovar.
Yeah.
He's got Apivar. But he does have a video on oxalic acid a year ago. But I know for a fact I asked him that question, and he said they couldn't use it. I don't know if it's a new change or if it says how to apply apibioxyl oxalic acid to kill varroa. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, and I'll be wrong again, guys. So
no,
maybe they can use it.
I want to say he was doing thymol, and he bought it in a bucket, and his watchword about using that was, he said, well, the instructions are absolutely wrong. Do not put 50 grams in there. You have to watch the temperature like a hawk, and he was doing 25 grams and so on. And what do we got going on here? This is not good. I'm under a tornado warning. The wind just kicked up, and one of my kittens just ran in here like a banshee. Tornado watch.
Whoa, okay. Check that out.
Okay.
Just picked up swarm trap number 6 at dark. 20 pounds of bees in it.
What?
That's a massive colony.
That's a lot. We need a picture or video of that, Wayne, when you get a chance.
No video, no picture, never happened.
No
bring their own keg?
Wow. I wonder if that might have even been like an abscond from another colony that found the swarm trap. That's amazing.
Well, I suppose that would happen.
Hey, Bobby, email me your address, brother, at rwalker2016@gmail.com. And I'll see what I can do. And you can put in the email how many queens you're interested in. I'll kind of try to calculate a price for you.
Man, that'd be great. Great, Bob.
Hey, Wayne.
I really don't want 16 more splits.
No.
Well, I might have to.
Drawn comb going there for you, Bob.
Well, I don't have a problem with deep comb. My problem is my honey.
No, that's what I'm getting at. Yeah, sorry.
I guess I could always just shake a bunch of bees like a package and drop a mated queen in there and into mediums, right? And give them medium supers as hive bodies or as brood box. But
yeah, you can do that. There is a technique. I don't know if you guys have ever done this before, but after you pull your honey supers off and the flow is done, one of the things you can do is throw on raw frames, foundation, and feed the ever-loving shit out of them. Like a 1-to-1, not the thinner stuff that Lee likes to do. This is strictly for drawing wax out heavy. So thank you. You're dropping just drop a whole honey super on there, and if you put a bucket on there, make sure it's just loaded with holes. I actually use the Man Lake trough feeder,
right?
And you feed them like crazy, and they see that comb up there, and for some reason they like to draw it out.
They store it for the winter.
Yeah, they just go nuts with it, and that's one of the best ways you can draw comb without having to worry about anything. And by the way, if they do store funny honey there, sugar syrup honey in there, save that. And when the spring comes along, harvest it out and mix it with your Ultra Bee and make pollen patties out of it.
Okay. Yeah,
So
I never thought about that either. That's a great idea.
Yeah, it's and there was another question that came up here. Occasion was that how do you get old wish lists you had?
No, it says
What?
when you get old, you wish you had all medium supers.
Yeah.
I'm 43 and I got all medium supers now.
Yeah, and I'm 82 and I've got deeps,
You ain't
No,
82.
All kidding aside, no, that's a good point there.
I've got Cutix K9s. Oh, I forgot you had my phone number there, Bobby. That's cool. The Cutix K9s are basically Italian VSH queens.
Okay.
He showed me a video of they were doing the inspection and the drone brood got ripped open and there was a varroa mite in there.
Yeah.
The bees took that varroa mite and they drawed and quartered it. They ripped it apart into shreds off of the brood. Ripped open.
Okay, this is interesting.
What I miss?
Nothing on your end, gentlemen. I'm just watching this
Okay.
freaking wall cloud on radar coming at me.
And Michael, where are you located? I think I missed it. Oh, you're over in Colorado.
Southeast Colorado?
Colorado.
I think that's where he was.
Yep, I just got it. Thanks, Bobby. I'll check it up afterwards. Now, the whole thing is the overnight, right? The overnight part of it. It doesn't weigh much. It's just about having the ventilated shipping box and stuff. Jim, one thing you got to worry about with Formic Pro is temperature, from what I'm told. The temperature outside.
Big time. You got to watch it like you do Thymol. And I'm going to throw my 2 cents in here because I used the double application of Formic, and we did that one season, and I will never do that again. The reason you use a double wad of Formic is so the Formic actually penetrates the cells and kills the mites in the cells. Here's the problem. It is freaking hard on the bees. I'm going to start going profane here. So what we will do is, thanks, Wayne. We got the wall coming, watching the radar. But what we do is we put the one pad down, and then after 2 weeks, put the other pad down. So that's a way you can kind of get around with it. But if you got some heat coming on and you got to watch those hives, quite a few times we'll actually just open up the upper lid here too, or actually offset the supers. So you end up with a little bit more breathing, which doesn't work if it's robbing season, but what do you got there, Lee or Bob?
Oh, a peaceful mind says that it killed 10% of his queens when he used Formic Pro.
Cage, and that's the 16-gallon max scent.
Okay.
Oh, who asked you about your tank?
Cajun. He wanted to know what size.
He didn't like my tank. I like my tank. My tank is off the chain.
I like it.
Our colonies.
Yeah, Silver Gorilla says over 90 degrees and you're screwed with Formic.
Yeah.
Don't.
Is it 90 or 85?
Yeah, it can get pretty doggone nasty. You got to be careful.
Hey, Cajun, that tank on Better Be is 1450. The tank I got is 989, I think. The 18-gallon license.
According to the website, it says Formic Pro to use it between 50 and 84 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, and depending upon if your hives are in full sun or not, 80 can get screwed. By the way, I just looked up Bob Binney's thing. I apologize, guys. It's Apigard he was using for the mite treatment. Okay. And that was the stuff he was talking about. That's also insanely heat sensitive to all your viewers out there. You got to watch it. Don't do the full 50 grams. Do 20 grams and watch your temperature, because apparently it will eat your hives up like Formic will on a hot day.
Hey, Jim, I don't know how you are. A cheap hand crank spinner, probably eBay Chinese made one. Man Lakes are kind of like $400, I think. I got a powered one, a cheap one that was from eBay. I think I paid like $300 for it for a.
Yeah, but what did you buy now,
frame.
Bob?
Oh, what I got now. I've got the 30 frame license.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So I got the 20 frame.
Now, Jim, are you looking for like a 2-frame hand crank or a 4-frame?
Or a lot of them come in 3.
The ones I'm looking at here right now is a 2-frame or 4-frame, but I've seen the 3-frame also. Yeah, here's a 3-frame.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See, normally I'm out of touch with that. By the way,
but even my small one, after a year and a half, I had more colonies than.
If you're actually raising a lot of bees, you'll typically use the 3-frame hand crank one for like 1 season, maybe 2. And then sell to somebody new here. I'm gonna have to build a spinner. DC, I have seen people take washing machines.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Lee. You know exactly what I'm talking about, and go from there. To everybody that's out there looking at getting a honey extractor, if you take a look at Richard Knoll's latest video, he went out and got like a 40-frame extractor. It's got the legs that come down. I can't remember who makes the thing. He's so happy with that thing. But he said, yeah, this doggone thing walk across the hive and wobble and everything else.
Yeah, that was mine.
Bob, talk to him about the cross bracing underneath the license legs.
Well, the license legs are sturdy to begin with, and then it has the cross bracing underneath it, and it's got rubber feet on the bottom. That you could put on it. And I just set it on the concrete floor and turned it on full blast. It didn't have any weight in it, but it didn't move at all. It did not at all. It was sturdy.
So we had a 3-frame here, and we were screwing around with it. The thing wobbled like crazy. You know, no matter what you do when you balance a load, it's going to wobble a bit. And I'm sure everybody all your viewers know this, but once you drop the frames in here, you go slow for the first couple minutes, until it equalizes to a point. That doesn't work when you've got the tangential where the frames are sideways. Because you might end up with some extra on one side. Anyways, what I was going to get at is that, Daisy, you've got the bullet to the floor. Okay, so anyways, what we did is I got together with a naval engineer or naval welder here, and we made our own leg cross bracing out of rebar, and we had the guys all gathered on there, and it reduced the wobble by about 90%. And I have been really remiss. We're working so much helping my friend out here, but I need to put a video up there on how to brace the legs on it's so insanely simple. And if you can find a welder, it'll take them maybe about 5-10 minutes to put that rebar in there.
Take him longer to drive to your place to do it.
Hey,
Thank
Jim.
you, Bob. Good, grand point, brother.
Hey, Jim, I'm going to drop a link in the comment here for you. It's a 3-frame extractor. It's fairly reasonable priced.
The Vivo 4-frame electric.
Oh, I had that one. The hand crank 3-frame.
It was saying electric on there, but on here it's showing a hand crank. I don't know why it popped up that way. Let me double check.
And by the way, I have seen a bunch of people hook up corded electric drills to those things, variable speed drills. So
take the handle off.
I just dropped another link there, Jim. That may have been the wrong one I sent the first time.
Let me see.
Yeah, Steve said he got the 20-frame max bolted to the floor. I got the 20-frame datant.
Yeah. Okay. Somebody just had something up about Apigard. I guess I lost that.
Yeah, we've got a lot of people.
No, tritone.
Apigard last fall, after finding that Apivard didn't work, Apigard thymal treatment works well for me. I've never used Apivar again in the fall. Triton. So many people are finding that out. Bob Binney, he won't even touch it anymore. And I think a lot of the beekeepers in Pennsylvania and Manitoba that lost 80% of their hives. You remember how Ian was talking about it being a perfect storm with the drought and then coming up and whatnot.
Right.
I tell you what, though, I'm sure he's right, but at the same time, there have been so many commercial beekeepers that have just dropped Apivar. They just don't even screw with it. And Lee, with you or Bob, you trying it out and doing the oxalic too?
Yeah, I'm
Why
gonna
not?
multitask and blast it. Well,
I
I always do the OA, and what I in the off season, what I do is I hit them, 3 times like they recommend, once a week for 3 weeks. But then every month I go out and hit them again over the winter until the spring, just to keep the numbers as far down as I can.
Yeah,
And
you guys can hit them in the winter there, down that way. I love this question by Bobby here. Do bees migrate to the south during the winter season? I have too many retirement jokes there to throw you.
Nope. Hey,
No.
where you from, Bobby?
No, they do not migrate to the south.
Let me see.
I'm figuring if he's asking that question, he's in the north. So depending how far north, you may have to insulate your hives.
I just welded a heavy seal frame with wheels on my extractor.
Hey,
Yeah. For people that that can't do that, or when I've seen people bolt them to pallets and then put wheels under the pallets, and then the thing will move all over the place. But this cross bracing thing that that I'm talking about, that Bob has underneath his license and I have underneath my license, it makes a big difference. Bob, could you get stung on the back because you're rubbing your forearm?
Do what? Bob could be getting stung back there because you keep rubbing alarm pheromone from your gloves. Yeah, it could be. I think it's just because I bend over. Let me see. I'm trying to, man.
You need to stop drawing that circle on your back pockets, okay?
Oh yeah, right. I've got a hole in one of my back pockets. I try to wear my old clothes out. Let me see.
I was a repairman. Hey, Tex, how you doing there, brother?
Hey, Mark, on that comment there, I've seen some people. I mean, I don't know if all the hand crank extractors do it, but the majority of them, you can pop the handle off, and people will put a battery operated drill on it, and then just put it on low speed.
There you go. Say, Lee, what do you do for an extractor? I can't remember.
I got a 20 frame data.
You got the data. Oh, I like that.
I like it better when I bought it versus the price they want for it now. It went up like $600 from the time I've bought it.
Yep.
Don't quote me, but I think it's like $2,500 or $2,600 now.
Okay. So I could have gone with the Dadant or the Maxon, and I ended up getting the license because honestly, it's a little bit better engineered, but it's lighter. So I can pick that doggone thing up and move it around. That's why I went that way.
Yeah. The Dadant has a little bit thicker stainless steel on it.
Yep.
I mean, but it's heavy to move. Now, I have bear hugged it, picked it up, and just walked with it, but I would rather not.
What I like about the Lyson is it's got that conical bottom on it that takes the honey right to the gate, right?
But I would think the Dadant probably does too, doesn't it?
No, it's got a little bit of a lip on it.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, well, the inside is conical from the center to the outside, but it's just maybe a 1/16 of an inch, maybe a little more lip. So what I'm going to do, I have a local welder that builds custom stainless steel kitchen tables and candles for restaurant. So I'm going to have him cut that nozzle off the front and mount it to the bottom for me.
Well, that'd be neat.
Hey, Brad, you just need to get that tank I got so you can get the pneumatic valve to go with it. And that's cheaper than the Maxant with the valve and the tank.
Yeah, the Maxon has got another thing going on with it, and that's that there's a couple of, 8. I mean, how can you go wrong with Dadant, So But Maxent, they had some extractor. I can't remember what it was. It was like a 6 frame, but if you bought a separate cage, you could drop it down there and all of a sudden turn it into an 8 or 10 frame. And they wanted to charge you like $500 for that extra cage. And I'm like, guys, I don't think so, Scooter. And Maxent is actually having some problems right now getting stuff out. But
That's what I heard. Supply chain issues. They
yeah.
backed
Thank
up.
you, Lee. Going to do the same. Nice to meet you too.
It was who was that we had on here that was waiting on the 16 gallon max bottle? Charlie. He's been waiting for quite a while, and I still don't think he's got it.
So this is the 18 gallon license I just got. Please don't mind my mess. But I got the pneumatic valve on it, so it's hooked to an air compressor. It's got a coil.
That's just bloody fantastic.
It's got a coil heater on it. It's not water jacketed.
Okay.
So,
oh, really?
Yeah, it's not water jacketed, so I don't have to worry about dumping the water out or rusting or anything.
I like that.
But when you hit the foot pedal that comes with it, hopefully, let me see. Yeah, it just opens the valve up. It's spring loaded, and the honey comes out.
No, that's really wonderful.
So you can have both your hands available to work.
No,
but it does take some getting used to, as you see here in a second. I overfill a bottle.
Yeah, well, you're just learning with it, right?
Yeah, that's the first time I used it.
You were actually putting a little over a pound in there too.
Yeah, that's probably why it costs more in shipping.
That bottom piece, well, I'll wait till that's done and I'll bring my video up bigger so you can see.
But that is pretty. And you just step on the pedal, and I think I shoot this one way over full. Nope. It does get the little drip, but yeah, this one I overfill it when I hit it again. Bloop, right in there.
No. Oh!
Yeah, that level where you had it at the first time, that's actually the 1 pound mark.
Yeah, right at that thick ring is where I try to get it, but it kind of got it. But anyway, it's just a bunch of fill and bottle video. So,
guys, I'm still using the buckets.
Let's see, I was, but I thought about it. Okay, so I've got a 30 frame extractor. If I start filling 5 gallon pails up, if I do more than 1 or 2, then I got to transfer from the bucket into another bucket to use the gate, and then the gate drips.
Yeah. No, for everybody else out there that's looking at doing something like that, you can get these doggone bucket holders, which are a godsend. So when you're trying to get that last drip out of your bucket,
but that tank and that valve obviously doesn't come with the compressor, but was $1,200.
I think that's what you were talking about.
And just the Maxant tank in itself is $1,450.
Okay.
I think I'm about to have to buy something.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to pull this up. He was talking about the bucket holder. I have been looking for this thing. It better be for more than 6 months, and it has been out of stock the entire time.
Okay, guys.
And now is in stock.
Right. If you want to be inventive, you can make those out of plywood, like a 1/2-inch plywood. It just 2 frames on either side.
Now that hangs right on your bottling tank?
Yeah, it fits over the edge of my bottling tank.
So
now mine's thicker because it's got the water jacket.
But it's not. Is it thicker than mine? You saw the lead. It's like 2 inches or so. 3 inches.
Let me see if it has a measurement on it. It just says holder for 10 to 15 minutes.
Oh, you'll fill up a 5 gallon bucket. If you get 2 boxes of honey, you'll have more than a 5 gallon pail.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be wonderful.
So Sarah, you should get that easy.
So Lee, what are you doing for bottling?
As far as my bottling tank?
Yeah.
I have the 16 gallon Maxant.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Let's see.
You
can see it in the background here.
Oh yeah.
He's thinking about buying another one.
Yeah. I want
Are you?
2 of them. That way I got one for my light honey and one for my dark honey.
Okay. Honestly, they've had good results for me. So what I do here is I've got my buckets, and I do that because I don't want to store in a barrel. But in my little shop, I have a heater in there, and if it's not warm enough, when I go to bottle it, I'll turn that doggone heater in the shop on. I'll get it up to 90 degrees, and I'll let it sit overnight so everything warms up. And then I do the bucket swap. It's back ass primitive compared to what you gentlemen are doing, but
Well, I have a upright freezer, a full size upright freezer that I got from the cafe where my girlfriend works.
oh yeah, what'd you do with that?
It's got a heat lamp in it with a
Fan.
electronic thermostat.
I
That
love
way
that.
It regulates the temperature for me. So I got all my shelves in there. I can bottle all my honey, put it in the box, put it on the shelf.
Yeah. Tex, say anybody that's looking at buying buckets. Anybody that's looking at buying buckets, go ahead and buy your buckets. Take the lids off and let them sit outside for about a month. Because no matter what you do, they're supposed to be food safe, but you do get a little bit of off gassing. So just my paranoia about plastics and whatnot. Take it for what it's worth.
I'm trying to remember the name of the company I get my buckets from. They come out of Texas, right between Galveston and Houston.
Okay.
But they are pretty expensive. For 6 buckets and 6 lids, it's like $85. But
For
they're
5 gallon?
Yeah. But they're food grade, and it's the 92 mil thick bottoms instead of the 65 or 70. So they're a lot thicker. That way, if
So
you
what
happen to kind of bump one down, the bottom's not going to bust out on you.
The food grade
Right.
buckets you can get at like Lowe's.
They usually have, they'll be food grade, but that might only be a 65 or 70 mil thickness on the bottom.
Okay.
That's the ones I've been using. And then
Honestly,
I got some more pickle
if I go
barrels.
to buy honey buckets here, it's about $35 a piece.
Wow.
Now, one thing you can pick up, because they sell specifically honey buckets, but
Right.
for instance, we have a farm store here called Fleet Farm, and you can buy they call them pickling buckets. They're also food safe, and they're designed to take the acid from the pickles, and you get them for $20 a piece.
Hey, you can go. Do you have a Firehouse Subs near you?
No. Oh, I know what you're going with that.
They
No, I
sell their
don't.
buckets. They sell buckets
Do
in
they?
there. Yeah, I don't know what grade they are, but I think they sell the ones that their pickles or whatever come in too. They're cheap.
I've got a number of restaurants here that I could go to and ask. We even got a barbecue joint out in the country here that's like a block that way across the bog. I'll have to. I have a bunch of pickle buckets. Jim,
Yeah.
thank you. And Bob, thanks for that little happy tip there.
Yeah, the lot of
Having both hands available is helpful to clean up your what? Having both your hands available. Okay.
And Bob was making a mess.
yeah, getting used to it. I didn't have that problem on the pint jars, but the smaller ones I've had to gauge it. And you can just click it and it'll just drop a little bit in, which I was trying to give it a little more. But that was a special order anyway for another YouTube channel.
Well, you were just starting.
And we'll get it down to a science.
Yeah, you'll get it.
Oh, plus it supports firefighters. I didn't realize that.
DC, I forgot about that too.
But I've got my chicken egg incubator over there, keeping my honey warm. My bottles of honey. Yep.
Yeah. Who was it that they just said that they go right from the extractor into a 55 gallon barrel? I wish I had the room for that. I'd be right there with you.
I wish I had a way to store 55 gallon bucket. First of all, I wish I had enough honey to fill a 55 gallon bucket.
Well, that too, right?
And then a way to keep it warm enough to where it wouldn't crystallize.
So here's a fun one for you. We had our show here last weekend, and I had a bunch of jars that had the labels on and whatnot, and I didn't have time to decrystallize them or whatnot. And I thought to myself, it was supposed to be 90 here today, so I took all these cases of honey, jarred honey, and I put them in my car.
Yeah, I've done that too.
Yeah. And sure enough, worked great. Come out to them after working with Vince, and yeah, they were all decrystallized. Like, okay. The decrystallizing your honey in a Mercury Grand Marquis apparently works. Pickled flavor honey might sell. Hey, Silver Gorilla, I made ghost pepper honey and I sold out. So use your imagination there, brother.
The 5-gallon buckets I get, they come from Baytech containers. They're near Houston, Texas. But 5 buckets is right at $38. Then you got to buy the lid separate.
That's okay.
5 buckets for $38?
Yeah. So the buckets and lids normally run me about $80, $85.
Can you shoot a link on the thing there?
Hey, Charlie.
Please?
Hey,
How you doing, brother?
Baytech.
all right, pretty good.
I did another demo today.
Hey, Charlie.
Hey, Mike.
This thing, though, no, it should be fine for taste.
What you been up to, Charlie?
Oh, well, last night we had my club meeting, which we had a hive dive and going into it, and speaker and all the local state inspector and stuff like that.
Oh, neat.
Well,
That's neat.
yeah, we schedule that kind of stuff every year.
Yeah.
And well, let's see, I shot a video. That's what I just got done rendering, getting it edited out and all that stuff. So I can get something out for this week.
The amount of time it takes to edit a video is more than most people think.
I know. It's like somebody told me before I really got into this, is that for every minute, let's say my average videos are between 10 and 12 minutes, you're going to spend at least an hour per minute.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, I know some people talk about maybe 2 minutes or 2 hours per minute, but I can do it better than that. I probably spent 2 or 3 hours tonight working on it.
Brian says he's got 20 hours.
I finally got mine kind of averaged down to where once I shoot my video and then my edit, hour and a half maybe.
Well, then not only that, you got to upload it, right? Which takes time. Then YouTube's got to process it. You got to do all the stuff in the back thing of YouTube.
For me to upload a 15-minute video, it averages about 45 to 55 seconds upload time.
With the new computer.
No, even the old computer uploading it to YouTube.
You're talking about uploading. Yeah.
Now, editing, my other computer, it took 52 minutes to render a 15-minute video. This one, 50 seconds.
My question to Brian from Castle Hives is where do you get the 20 hours to do all that? That's what kills you. I'm trying to, I got maybe too many irons in the fire. I'm working bees and I'm working day job and I'm president of my local club. And I got to, either have a board meeting 1 week out of the month and a club meeting out of 1 week out of the month. And it just, it takes a tremendous amount of time. Now things have slowing down some.
That's right. That's right, DC. My videos are like my honey, raw and unedited. I don't have a lot of technique on mine, guys. I don't spend a lot of time on it. I'll do transitions between the clips. I'll cut out something if it's like too long, some dead space once in a while.
Yeah.
But I don't do a lot of editing. So the actual edit, I might spend an hour actually parsing my videos together. But it's the upload, and then you render it, then you upload it, and then once you upload it, then it's got to process to HD, putting all my tags and description and everything in. That's what takes a little bit longer for me. But
I try to stay in the habit. Any day that I shoot a video, I try to have it edited and uploaded the same day. If not that day, it will be the next day.
Yeah, my biggest thing is I like to have at least I want one video a week at least. I mean, that's about as best I can do. The weather here in Maryland has really been lousy. Last weekend it rained a whole entire weekend. This weekend it's going to do a repeat again of raining, and it's like I had tonight in order to do any video work at all. It was either tonight or never, as far as this week. I got one more tech question when it comes to YouTube and whatever, is that when you go to your home page on YouTube and you show all your videos, I see some of these other people where, like, I'm doing this series on
got to make a playlist.
Yeah, how do you get one row of just your normal stuff and then one row of, let's say, all 3 episodes of my Georgia bee trip, and then the next one will be, let's say, all the episodes of my.
If you go to your YouTube studio on the left side, it'll have like dashboard, content, playlist, analytics. Click on playlist, and then you can create a playlist, whatever you want it to be called. Anytime you go to upload a video, right under the description, it'll say add to playlist, and you select what list you want to put that in.
Yeah, but it doesn't come up on the home page, is what. I don't see it on the home page.
When you go to your channel?
Like to your channel?
Yeah.
You're going to go to across the top, it should say like videos, homepage, playlist.
Yeah, but what I've seen in other people where when it comes to the homepage right off the bat and you click videos, they'll have a section with a certain topic with, like, say, 8 videos across there, and they've got it, organized, I'll say, into different topics. And it's visual. It's not, completely visual.
Like if I go to yours right now, you got 3 videos in a playlist called Georgia Bee Trip.
Right.
But he's saying when you go to his site where they're all listed in one row, like his playlists are listed. Mine isn't like that either.
I've seen some of these guys where they'll have a road and there's a line going across there, and then the next thing it'll be like, let's say, my Georgia bee trip, and it'll be all the videos on that line, and then there'll be a black line, and then the next thing would be let's say single hive brood chamber management. There might be 10 videos on that. I just wanted to do a better organization, that's all.
Well, think about different categories there, Charlie.
But I want the categories to be visual to the people. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, exactly. You could do something of other beekeepers.
Okay, if you go on
everything, I don't know.
Brian wants to know whether or not we wanted to see the first 30 seconds of the next video. Sure, why not?
Yeah. Oh, that's a great idea.
I just found it for you, Charlie.
Hey, all right. So Brian's here.
Hey.
There he is.
Brian, what's up, brother?
Brian, how the hell do you spend 20 hours on one video? Are you being anal, or do you just have that much footage, or?
Well, I'll show you here. I'll throw.
Is that it's me?
Yeah.
Whoop, sorry.
We both hit it at the same time.
See, so I use iMovie, and I split like that clip right there is in half speed. I've got the sound. I got the sound for that clip.
Okay.
Is it regular speed, and then I have music overlay.
Okay, you're doing all sorts of add-ons and adjustments. Okay, I got you now.
Yeah, and then I've got like tumbling letters.
No, good job, Brian.
There's a virgin queen. And then watch this, what I did the other day. Right behind me, right there, a damn swarm took off from the tree behind my eyes.
No way.
Yes. I didn't
While
even
you're
know
standing there? It was
while I was standing there, it took off from that fallen branch.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh man.
It is.
Was it one of yours, or was it a random swarm from the woods, or what?
Oh, it was mine.
That see, it sounds like your luck and my luck kind of parallel.
Yeah.
I've been lucky on the swarms, knock on wood so far, but
This is why it takes me so long, is because I do a lot, and like that right there, you know, like I zoom in, that way you can see the virgin, and
that's a nice detail to it, Brian.
yeah. I'm learning this though. I mean,
is that using the Hero 10?
Yeah. And I had problems with this thing because when on my 9, I would just plug it in and transfer it directly over.
And it would play on your computer. The 10 wouldn't.
And with the 10, it thinks that they're like 10 times the size.
You got to install that HFAC 5 codec.
So, yeah, well, what I did was I've got a little zip drive, and I just transfer them off of this onto the zip drive, and it does it fine.
Huh.
So,
well, I know you running Mac now. Windows.
Yeah.
All the GoPros up to the 9 would play native on the computer. Well, when GoPro or Windows updated their 10 system, they removed the HFAC 5 codec, so it wouldn't play the GoPro 10. So you had to pay $1.99 for the codec, and then everything works again.
Is the
handy to know?
Does that Hero 10 allow you to do the live streams like my Max does?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have it set up for that though. So, but yeah, I filmed this all in 5K. So when I went Monday and Tuesday, because I got my queens from Jose Tuesday, so I set up my my double nuke, and pulled some frames off of my one back hive. Between Monday and Tuesday, the footage that I filmed, I had like 48 gigabytes. So it was massive. So that's why I'm trying to, and I don't want, I'm not gonna put all of that footage all together, because somebody will look at it and say, what in the,
Oh, absolutely.
So, are we watching Bob's video?
Exactly. They'll be like,
I didn't want to touch that, Bob.
He went to Bob Walker School of Editing.
Yeah, when you record in 4K or the 5.3, it takes a lot of storage.
Yeah.
Which this new computer I just got, I have 11 terabytes just in the computer.
Yeah.
There you go.
The 10.
Did you get the Max Mod lens on your 10?
Yeah.
I had to get it too.
It's at 5.3, and then
a Max Mod.
60 frames a second is what I filmed at. So I've been trying to film in that higher, and then I downgrade it to 4K so that it's a little bit more crisp, like with the transitions and all that. So,
but what's the render time for that?
Well,
or the time that it takes
the upload?
No, the time for your computer to actually render the video file once you've completed the file.
Like an hour.
And then once you upload it, it probably takes YouTube
a long
time.
There you go. Come on.
It's like an hour for that also.
But even the render to HD, when it's like finally done and it says HD finished processing, an hour?
Yeah, it's about an hour. Yeah.
Sometimes my videos on YouTube, they'll render to HD in 15, 20 minutes. Sometimes it might take 2 or 3 hours.
I found if I go over about 12 or 13 minutes, then it's stretched out to like hour and a half or whatever. If I keep it under that, then it's fairly quick.
Well, so it used to be for monetization, they wanted you to target like 10 minutes because they wouldn't let you monetize a video unless it was like 10 minutes or over.
Yeah.
On your computer, as far as render, how many cores does the Apple have you run?
This is the new one with that M1 chip, so I have no idea I don't know how many core. but it's the new M1 that's got the touch bar and all that junk on it. So I don't know.
We know who's got all the money. Lee and Brian. Lee and Brian.
According to this, it's showing 8 cores at 3.2 on the M1 chip.
Okay. Texas just made a joke here about apple cores. I love it.
Apple cores.
I got all the Apple cores. That's right.
See, I finally just upgraded, or I had to upgrade my computer. My other one crashed, what, Bob, 2 weeks ago? Something like that?
Right before a stream. He's like,
like 5 minutes before the stream.
Bob, I got to bring her out.
Veronica.
That's Veronica the
So
Varroa.
I just got the new Intel i9 12th gen with 16 cores.
You want to know what I just found out? This is how noob I am. That only the female Varroa mite is brown. I found it out from Saracel.
Oh, wow.
That a female Varroa is brown, and I think it was on here. I can't read it.
Yeah, the male's white.
I didn't know
Thank
that.
you, Charlie. I hate saying this. I didn't know that.
The male's white, and you'll never see a male because it really never comes out of the
They stay down in the cell.
cell. Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
So you appropriately named her Veronica.
Yeah.
Now you need to make a white one that could be Bubba.
Yeah.
Bubba and Veronica.
That's right.
Oh, gosh.
I'd say something else, but I'm not going to go there.
Hey, I've got an idea for you with your 3D printer.
What's that?
And it'll take you some infinite wisdom that I know you have, but you need to make a 3D printed frame, a real size frame that opens and closes, so you can put wax cappings in it and close it up and put it in your extractor and spin you'll probably make $1 bajillion.
Yeah. My print bed is only 7 by 7 though. So
Well, it's for a really small extractor.
You can print multiple of them and link them together.
Link them together. That's right. Hey, we've got these. They're $9.95 a piece. You just need 128 of them to go in a full-size extractor.
That's
you
it.
Can extract all your cappings out.
That's it. Yeah. Charlie, I work at home, so that's how I can edit like I do.
Yeah. I mean, I work at home too every day, but I'm outside.
Yeah. And when I start traveling here shortly too, like during the week, I'm going to be in a hotel. So what the heck am I going to do in a hotel?
That's a convenient thing there. It works for you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I used to like. When I would travel a lot before, I would film like on Saturday. I'd go out and check all the hives and film, and I wouldn't touch a single piece of footage. And then when I was in the hotel during the week, that's when I would edit, because it would just give me something to do and pass the time, you know.
Yeah.
So,
they're going about how much they're selling honey for. How much do you sell honey for up there, Brian? Or you don't really focus on selling honey?
No, 10, but I've been thinking on going to 11 or 12 just because price of everything is going up.
Right. Well, all the equipment, right, that it takes to get everything, ship and everything is more expensive.
All your containers.
Yeah. Yeah, everything.
Guys, I'm going to go out and try and find my price sheet, and I got to check on the shop. I'll be back in about 5.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're selling. I was selling for 10 here. But people got to understand, a pint, even though it says it's 16 fluid ounces, is not a pound of honey. It's a pound and a half of honey.
Yeah,
it's
24 weight ounces.
So make sure you're selling your pints for more than a 1 pound bottle.
See, that's where I screwed up the first 2-3 years, because I was selling pints.
Me too. My first year, I was selling pints at $10, and people were buying them like crazy.
Yes.
And they still buy the pints like crazy. I'm just making $5 more on them.
They were probably thinking this guy's an idiot.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I would agree with them. I'd agree with them.
Yeah.
Highly educated idiot.
Yeah.
See, I have a piece of paper from the Ohio State University too. I don't know if you know that. So even though I worked at Michigan State, my paper came from Ohio State.
Nice.
So
Nice.
that's
Yeah.
Hey, Charlie, when you get a minute later after the stream or another time, I'll hook up with you. I found out where you were looking for this playlist on your homepage.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen the playlist and I've seen where you write all that, but I'm trying to, like, when somebody goes to the homepage and clicks on videos, that it's all organized.
Yeah, I found where to do that.
Hey,
I'll get with you.
here.
Yep. Right.
Well, I can. Here, watch it. Here, watch this, Charlie.
It's under customization.
Yeah. See that right there, customized channel?
Yeah, I've found that. Yeah.
So when you go there, it goes to this, like, if you have a trailer, but then down below, like, you have the featured sections.
Okay.
And you do add a section, and like mine, I've got uploads and then upcoming live streams. And then here's where you can do your playlists. Like, you can add a section that's a single playlist or like multiple. So like and this is just how I did mine. I got mine. So like I have the latest season and then like the stream team stuff and then members only. And then I got my friends. And then in the multiple playlist, I've got, let me see here. I got like 2021, 2020, all the prior years. So, and that way it just kind of organizes it all.
Yeah, but what would I use are like, all right, I have my Georgia Bee Trip videos.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to have this series of single breed tamer management videos. So, and I want to have, the one, category is going to be single brood chamber management. There might be 15 videos on that. Is that you select single playlist or you set multiple playlists?
So you want to create it first.
Yeah. You're going to have to create your playlist. And then when you upload a video under your description, it'll say add to playlist and you add it to what list you want.
Right.
And you go to that customization page and put whatever playlist in there you want.
Or if there's a bunch of different ways to do it. If you're on your actual page itself and you click on the three dots that are just to the right of like the description, you'll get a pop-up and it says add to queue, save to watch later, or save to playlist. If you click save to playlist, then at the very bottom it says create new. So you could do it all. You could do it either on your what the heck is that other page called?
your studio.
The studio. Yeah, you could do it on the studio, or you could do it from the video page, whichever. So, yeah.
So is next week the official week you start to travel, or
the 23rd? I think. They were talking about me going to Sacramento on the 23rd. The week after that, going to Albuquerque. Week after that, going to San Bernardino. Now, today, my boss, after I was done with work, she called and left a message and said, they don't need you to do those 3 weeks. We're just going to, on the 23rd, we'll send you to Denver with everybody else. So I think the 23rd, I'll be in Denver.
Don't go through downtown at rush hour.
Yeah, it's terrible traffic out there.
3 hours last time I went through there on the interstate. It took me 3 hours to get through the downtown area at rush hour.
They're getting their pay and going to the weed pharmacy.
I'll go 2 hours around Denver if I have to next time to save an hour.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm going to be at yet. So, like, they've been so damn. For the start of the project, they're just a little disorganized, and it is what it is, but oh well.
It'll get there.
It will. Just so I get a paycheck every other Friday, I don't care.
Right.
So
make sure it's direct deposit right in the bank.
That's it.
I say as long as they pay, I'll be there.
So I went to that teaching thing today. It was a virtual Zoom
how was that?
Session. It was all right, but as bad as they need teachers everywhere in the United States, the regulation to teach is just ridiculous. I mean,
Yeah.
you've got to file a $110 application with the State Board of Education. You have to pay $55 to get the fingerprints. You have to pay your university whatever it takes for the transcript to be sent to them, right? And then if you go to another series, then you got to pay to do the testing and all that crap. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I'm like, I've taught college level courses. I'm pretty sure I can teach high school or middle school level courses.
Yeah.
You know, but they don't.
Unreal.
And they wonder, well, why do we have a teaching shortage? Because you're idiots. That's why.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know?
because you're a jack.
So you want to charge me to come work part time for you guys?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we'll see. See what happens.
Oh,
I might
well.
get crazy. You know, what is it? $200-$300? You know, one colony, buy a colony, or go teach school. I don't know.
Who was saying earlier? Was it James said something about my eyes?
Yeah,
Right there.
Your eyes.
Itchy.
Well, you look like you got a black eye on your
Oh
left
man,
eye.
I've been rubbing them like crazy. My allergies have been going nuts.
You don't have low iron, do you?
Hell, I don't know.
That can cause it. My sister has low iron, and it'll cause the dark circles. What her doctor said.
Really?
They put her on iron tablets, and they started going away.
Either that, or I think Clairol makes something for that.
Yeah. Might need
Little-
a Tampax.
A man pax,
Yeah.
a man pawn, if you will.
When you come into Virginia, Jarrett, I think it's like July or August. Do I crave ice cream?
Ice.
Nice.
Oh, do I crave ice? No. You see that? I see ice, and I'm like, ice cream? No, I don't crave ice cream.
Donuts.
Yeah.
Houston says good stuff in the tent, Brian.
No, I need to move that damn thing.
It's
because everybody
good
thinks
stuff,
that.
not the good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, you're doing peppers, right?
They're all outside now. I just moved them out this week. Yeah, peppers and tomatoes, onions.
Now, Mike just made some hot honey. He said it's sold out
Really?
like that at a local. What was it? A local market, Mike?
Yeah, I was just looking at my prices here. I was getting $8 more a pound for it.
What?
You're selling it for $20 for a 1 pound, or 18?
See if this. I don't know if this is gonna work.
Yeah, like that.
There we go.
4 ounces for $5, 8 ounces
Sorry
for
about that,
7,
guys.
There it
16
goes.
for 12.
Ghost pepper habanero. What?
I'd like to try some of that.
Wow.
Well, you know what the trick was is that when I ended up, I always have samples of my honey out, and fresh spoons. And if anybody came in there, big burly guy, I had to ask him right away, have you ever had, ghost pepper honey? And of course they're going to try it. And what was funny is that about a quarter of the time, their wives would end up buying it. Ooh, what you got there, Lee?
Just honey, but I put it in a little squeeze jar.
Oh,
that way
wow.
the customer can have a sample.
Oh,
I have the little
Oh.
plastic spoons.
Yeah. So I have a what do you call it? A crystal custard goblet, and that's what I put it in. So it looks pretty too. But Grammy, you're the hot honey. What's really weird is that the load of ghost peppers and habaneros that I put in here, my goal was to make honey that was so hot you couldn't eat it. And that's why I call it happy death. And something happens with the capsaicin and honey, and it really reduces it quite a bit. So
I got my I got Carolina Reapers growing.
oh, do you really?
I got 2 of them. My mom she got me Reapers, some other Mexican chili, and like it was 8 seeds in each packet, you know. So I thought, hell, let me plant 2 of them and see. And they come up, and my reapers are, you know, they look good. So
do the Reapers have the same great pepper flavor that Ghosts do?
It's just hot.
It's just hot. Okay.
yeah, I don't know. I've grown the ghost peppers, the butte holokia or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my kids, the first time I grew them, like I didn't know that they should change color and all that stuff. So I grew them, you know, and I saw some peppers, and I went and picked one, and I, you know, little bites, you know, and it was nothing. It just tasted like a sweet pepper. And I was like, man, I went through all this stuff, all this time growing these and fertilizing, and I got a dud. So about a month later, they had changed to the orange.
Yeah, I already did. I can see where this is going already.
I didn't even know, and I just thought, I was hungry. I was out in the yard hungry for a pepper. I took the whole thing.
No,
and just,
no. You did?
Oh yeah. I mean, there was sweat literally dripping off my chin, and I was holding my head out. The snot all drained out of my nose. My kids were cracking up laughing, and I was like scraping my tongue. It was bad.
So the reason I brought this up, though, guys, is because I originally was inspired by Peter the Bee Whisperer out in Maine, and I saw that he was getting a premium for his pepper honey. And I tell you what, one of the reasons that I want to come on your show and enjoy being on your show is I'm just trying to. Beekeeping can be expensive, and I just want to see everybody get a premium for their products.
But cost of return, was it was definitely worth it? The cost for the
peppers?
It
cost me $7 for the peppers, fresh peppers flown in, and that made 2 stacks of jars. So that's for 24 jars, a mix of 12 1-pounders and 12 8-ounce.
Oh wow!
I wonder if you could make that with that. I just linked. It's a 1 million Scoville ultra pure pepper extract.
You know, you probably could if you're just going for straight heat, but I think my gut feeling is that the honey would also offset the capsaicin there. The reason I went with these was for the pepper flavor as well as trying to make something they couldn't eat. So, okay, some people are asking, how do you make your pepper honey? This is the thing that I don't like. I really don't like it. No, it's the honey, DC. And what you do is you take the peppers and you chiffonade them, you cut them into strips, and you put them in a good-sized pot, and you bring the temperature. This is what I don't like. You bring the temperature up to about 120. And then you're constantly I use a potato masher just to push them down to the bottom and stir them. That's what I use for that. And then I'll let it, they'll be on that temperature for probably, I think I did 4 hours. And then I just let them sit for 48 hours in the pot. And then I ladled them out. I actually ladled them because I didn't want to put that stuff in a bottling bucket. And I also left some of the peppers in there. Now the problem with putting the peppers in there, the peppers float to the surface, folk. And the problem with that is that, if somebody's going to get a good scoop of your hot honey, it's going to be fine. And it's just I can't tell you how these people are so excited about this stuff. It's freaky, but I warn them that if you get a strip of that honey, because I left those peppers in the jars.
Yeah.
If you get a strip of that on your spoon or something like that, well, Brian will tell you what that's like. So, yeah, when you're talking about scraping your tongue there, Brian?
Have you guys ever heard of the Tube of Terror?
No, I haven't heard of that.
Oh man, you know the channel Ridge Life, Tim.
Mm-hmm.
So Tim has this lady, Ernie Hatmaker, that would always send him like stuff to eat. So she sent him this thing. It's called the Tube of Terror. It's 40 peanuts. Okay.
Ah!
They're coated in pure capsaicin crystal.
No.
They're like 5 or whatever million Scoville units. And so he texted me, he's like, hey, you want to do a challenge with me? I said, sure, yeah, whatever, you know? So he sent me 20 of them. He split the Tube of Terror. Oh my God.
Did you have to chuck them all in at one time? Was that the thing?
We ate them in like 10 minutes, but I woke up at like 3 in the morning. It felt like somebody like had a scalding knife like burning my innards. I mean, and my wife was like, well, you're the stupid idiot that, you know. She's like, that's why you men don't live long, because you do stupid stuff like this and eat this stuff that you know is gonna, you know. I'd never had pain like that before. I mean, oh my God, it was bad. You can watch videos on that. It's called the Tube of Terror.
And the one chip challenge that people are doing?
I'm sure it tasted better than that.
Yes. Yeah. That one chip challenge, I did that, and that was a joke. It was a
really?
waste of like, I think it was like $14 for that chip, and it was a waste. Tasted like a stale Dorito.
The Packy, whatever it's called.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like chugging Hive Alive. Yeah. Okay.
That's it. That's it.
That's funny.
I got, where is it? Where is it? Oh, yeah. Look at this. Oof. They just sent me this the other day.
They sent it to you, or you bought it and they sent it?
No, they sent it to me.
What are you on a subscription? The pollen
No,
patties?
yeah, they sent it. So I asked Greg I don't need all this. So I asked Greg if he needed, you know, if he wanted to try some. I know he has Ultra Bee in that. He said, well, I'll try some just so I can eat part of a patty. I said, deal.
Well,
So,
Mike Berry says the patty don't taste that bad, or the fondant didn't.
yeah, look at this. They sent me.
They just, out of nowhere. Here you go. Here's
The one guy that I talked to from there, he emailed me and was like, you know, how's your season going? And I said, you know, good, doing splits and, you know. And he said, well, we're running low on stock, and they're trying to really promote those just to get them out of stock, just because it's like a spring product.
right.
And he said, I'll send you some, you know, just so you have them for when you do splits and that. It's the meal program. That's it.
Have you had anybody put you on the or use your code?
Oh yeah, I have. Yeah.
I haven't had nobody. Well, I haven't been pushing it, but I haven't put the code out.
Oh.
Which is probably why they haven't offered to send me nothing or anything like that. But
I got like.
And that's pollen patties, right, Brian?
Yeah, and these ones here, I tell you what, Charlie, my girls devoured these things because
Well, that's what I was just going to say, because I got some from Man Lake, what's it called? The stuff that Greg's got.
the Ultra Bee.
Ultra Bee.
Yeah, Ultra Bee. And
These things have the holes in the bottom
I like that.
so that they can eat it. And I tell you what, like the splits I did the other day, I put just a little piece in them, you know, just to help them out with that brood. And they were half gone in like 2 days.
even with pollen coming in.
Yeah, they're devouring.
See, that's what I noticed. Is, I mean, with Ultra Bee, as soon as the pollen comes in, like the maple trees around here, they're not going to even touch that stuff.
They're still eating my pollen peppermint patty when I put it on.
Yeah.
Are the wait a sec? Are the Hive Live patties? Don't they have a percentage of actual pollen in them too?
Hive Alive patties, they're made by Global. And Global on, who was it, Randy Oliver? Humberto did a video, and I don't know who he referenced, but they had like global and all these other different
I'll be right back.
ones and showed like the percentage taken and all that. Global patties were the fastest consumed.
But here's the question: global patties. I might be remembering wrong here, but it seems to me that they had like 15% actual pollen in them too.
Yeah,
There was
15%.
Yeah, there was
15?
real,
That's what I was remembering, Lee. Thank you.
yeah, yeah, there was real pollen. And now the hive alive ones, um, they're the typical global patty
Okay.
with hive alive added. So they've got all of that global benefit. Plus they've got, I think per patty, it's, I don't know, teaspoon or something of the hive alive liquid. So
Yeah, it's got thymol and some seaweed extract in it, if I
yeah,
remember right.
yeah, there's thymol, the seaweed extract, there's some amino acids and, trace minerals and stuff like that. But I beefed up my colonies with it. I mean, they had fondant, they had the liquid, the pollen patties, and other people in my area were saying they had like 3 and 4 frames brood, and my colonies had 9.
So one of the things that really people aren't talking about, though, is that those patties, the Hive Alive, actually has thymol in it, which helps your hives, your bee gut, and apparently that knocks down the nosema.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's a whole different shooting match there because you're actually doing a treatment of thymol. Nobody's brought that up. Michael Dunn hadn't. Umberto hadn't.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a big fan of the thymol. So it's just a minor treatment. What is it? There is a bee mix that Bob Binney was talking about. It was like Pro Health or something like that, and one of the main ingredients in that is thymol also. So I just
I know.
Thymol is thyme oil, for crying out loud.
Mhm.
So we're not talking about getting really nuts, but on the other hand, plutonium is all natural too. So that's my running joke on that one.
Yeah.
But that's what I was really wondering about was the percentage of pollen in there. And Ultra Bee, yes. So this year I'm going to be getting a couple of pollen traps, and then saving the pollen, and in the spring grinding up and mixing it with the Ultra Bee, and kind of doing that effect there. I mean, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So you're saying what time of year do you say you had 9 frames of brood in there then?
Me?
No.
It was like it was end of March going into April, yeah, because I was splitting my hives here before anybody else in my area was like, even close. I was telling people.
Where are you again?
Northeast Ohio.
Northeast Ohio, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey.
Yeah, it's been about 4 weeks ago, Charlie, that I saw they were that filled out already.
Mm.
The hive I went into this morning had 9 frames of brood in it.
Wow.
And
I mean, that's
packed.
I mean, it sounds. I mean, like you were saying, they seem like they really eat it up. And now you're telling me you got like 9 frames of brood. Now the only problem with that is you got to watch yourself about swarm. You're going to lose it.
Well, my one colony, I know at the farm they swarmed twice. I was keeping a good eye on them, and just with weather and stuff like that, I mean, and here when the temps dip down and you're 40 degrees, you're not going out and doing splits and stuff.
Bruce is back.
So,
hey, Bruce.
So I had that one. The one that I saw on Monday, I chucked that up as whatever, just because I know that those 2 colonies were packed. But I had split out, both of those colonies over there that I had through winter. Oh, look at this tender crap. I'll snipe them. There we go.
I was about to give him moderator. No, just kidding.
There we go.
Thank you.
I got him. But the other 2, they started to. I noticed they were early they were building out cups. So I was watching them every 5-6 days. And then when I saw that they charged them, I kept a close eye on them, found the queen, split them, and they were good. They held then for it's been about 2.5 weeks. And then, that swarm on Monday, but it was from that polyhive, and that polyhive, Charlie, that damn thing, every time I opened it up, there were bees spilling out of it, and I had split it once. And the only reason why I didn't get more aggressive and pull 2 splits off of it is I didn't know my work schedule. I didn't know when they were going to send me on the road. And I didn't want to get in the middle of doing splits and stuff like that when they might say, hey, next week we need you on the road. And then I got stuff that I'm having to do and watch. So that's the only reason why I didn't get more aggressive than what I did. But, it is what it is. I lost 1, but I caught 3. So it's like, whatever, it happens. So, Bruce.
Those insulated hives make one heck of a difference. All my hives are insulated.
Oh, my God.
It's
Yeah.
even the summer thing, which is a grand thing.
Yeah.
I don't, Brian. Have you ever run into the only time that you would ever? I hate it when people do this. Excuse me. The only time you'd ever checkerboard a brood box is if you're not going to be able to get to that hive for a while. You never, like bare frame in a thing because you'll just knock them down to nothing.
Yeah.
To the point where they get weak enough, they get robbed out.
Well,
But, who was it? Hang on just a second. I want to bring this up. Greg Rogers, the North Carolina beekeeper, with one of Bob Binney's friends. He brought that up as far as how much you can checkerboard and what time and whatnot, and that's really helpful. And for you traveling, that'd probably be a grand thing to, just look into there. Just a little FYI.
What I did the other day when I pulled the splits off of my one colony again, every frame that I pulled out, I replaced it with a frame that was completely drawn out and, right in the brood nest. That way they were right there and, they can just start filling them up. So I've got drawn frames that, now where I gave them some room the other day to play with is, and I did this last year and it worked out pretty good for me, is I checkerboarded my supers. And they drew out, oh my God, I got so many frames that are drawn out, it's ridiculous.
What supers are you talking about, Brian?
When I threw my honey supers on.
Oh, honey supers.
Yeah. So if I have like an empty and then a drawn.
Yeah.
In the top, I had a drawn then an empty, so they were all checkerboarded, between the 2.
Now, were you doing 9 frame with that, or just 10?
10. Yeah, I put the 10. I was thinking on going down to 9. That way, it'd be easier to cut them. But we'll see. I'll see how they look. Right. But I know our flow's on because Monday when I looked, I saw the startings where you could see some nectar in the brood nest. And it was good that I went over then because, I don't want them packing out their brood nest right now. So
I have to apologize because I think I said like raw frames. I'm sorry, I meant drawn frames for checkerboarding.
Yeah.
That's just wrong. I apologize. You missed our one of our earlier things here with both Michael Palmer and Dick Brickner. We're talking about doing a zigzag checkerboard. So you have like a full honey frame, and then you have a bare one up above it. And for some reason, and they do this with brood too. Michael Palmer's talking about the bees. They're all excited. They got a full frame, and then they see a bare frame right above them. Not necessarily off to the side, but for some reason they like to go straight up. And Dick Brickner says he gets double his honey production doing it that way.
That's in a sense what I did with my honey supers, because where I have a drawn out frame, the one in the super above it, it's empty. It's bare foundation.
Oh no, they were doing it with drawn cone.
Drawn. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So if he takes off a whole honey super, Brian, what he does is he takes half the frames out, puts
Yeah.
in another one, and then go that way. Bruce had checkerboard books all the time, and the storing when warm, never a problem. They draw those frames out so fast.
Yeah.
See, Bruce, I I'm the northern guy here, so I can't relate to this, and it's just bloody fantastic. I get awfully frustrated and want to start throwing empty beer bottles at the screen when you guys talk about this stuff.
Mike, Bruce will sit there, and between Bruce, Greg, and I, we have a group text.
Yeah.
And it'll be, middle of February, middle of March, and Greg and I are up here with a foot of snow and miserable. And Bruce is sending pictures in a group text of, hey guys, it's 70. Here's the sun, and we get like pictures of his flag in the yard, and we're like, yeah, we don't like you.
Actually, I'm mess with you guys because I just got off the phone here before coming on with anyways, a friend of ours in northern Minnesota. They still had piles of snow, but the grass was growing so high that they were actually mowing the grass that wasn't covered by the piles of snow.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, I asked her to send me a picture of this because I wanted to show you guys that just because, well, you'd get a kick out of it. Anyways,
that's crazy.
Yeah, but Bruce must have a heck of a good flow there.
Yeah.
I missed who was talking about this. I'm scrolling up to see if I can find it, but somebody was talking about that they're in the middle of a drought wherever they are, and I apologize.
Oh, I don't know.
I didn't
Texas, maybe.
I'm scrolling up trying to find that. Might have Triton or Michael.
I'm with you.
Michael.
I'm with you,
Bell.
Raisin Hills. He says south, hot and humid is great sometimes, but we'll send you some of our hive beetles.
Raisin? No.
the hive beetles.
Love you, brother, but no. I'll just refuse something.
It looks like to me, Brian, that you're doing well as far as rebuilding.
Oh yeah, congratulations.
Too fast. Too fast.
You got
Michael's in
6, 8
Colorado.
hives down.
I got 11 now.
11. That's cool.
Yeah, I gained 8 in 2.5 weeks.
Hmm.
So,
Wow.
And what kind of those queens that you got from Jose? What's the genetic or line or whatever they are?
he has carnies and Italians, and then he sent me and then he has a hybrid that's like a cross mixture, and I got 3 of those, and then he sent me Brian's going to be at 36 before long. Bruce, I don't like you. He sent me he said it was a north, and I knew exactly which one it was because when I opened them up there was an extra and it was solid black, and he said it was a Northwest Californian Caucasian hybrid.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. Brian,
Solid.
We have a Northern European honeybee hive here. And the
wow.
only reason I know it's here is because I see the black bees landing on my plum trees.
Yeah.
And those are not my bees.
Yeah.
And the Caucasians, I like them for the propolis too.
Mm-hmm.
But that's really interesting. Thanks for sharing that because I didn't know what Jose was running. Thank you.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing one of my yards with straight Caucasians just for the propolis production.
Is
Well,
it a Sue Colby?
that's why we're building those hive boxes the way we are. It's all there. The interiors are, even the honey supers are rough interiors. To get that, inside the tree cavity thing.
The bees will take care of it. Yep.
Yeah, they'll get that, build it up and get that great propolis envelope.
Yeah.
And whatnot. And by the way, Charlie, the way that we did that was we just took the logs and put them right on the Wood Miser 40, and we just let the bandsaw do it, and then we put it in the Yakamoto big ass planer, and just did the one side, just planed the outside smooth and left the inside. I'll be putting up some pictures of that eventually. But why not do that? I mean, why the heck would you possibly want smooth interiors in the hive? Now that we know what's going on. But Brian, no, I had no idea that he was messing with those Caucasians there, and that's really fascinating.
I didn't know he had Caucasians either, because he doesn't have them on his site. He called me the day before. He called me on Monday and was like, hey brother, just dropped your your queens off, and we were talking a little bit. He was driving from one yard to the other, and he said, I got a little surprise for you in the box. And I was like, what'd you do? And he said, I can't tell you that, And I knew right when I opened it, I'm like, he probably tossed an extra. But when I saw the color of it, I thought, oh man, that darn bug is beautiful.
Yeah.
It is. And now you're praying. It's like, please be accepted. Please be accepted. Don't kill her.
I put her in my double nuke.
Okay.
So, and those things build out like mad. So, I want to try and just bank her along with one of his other hybrids, just to kind of supplement out into my yard.
That's a good idea.
So, yeah.
No, actually, I hadn't thought about this before. We were talking earlier about, folks, if you got nukes, use them for drawing comb and brood and supplement and equalize your other hives. People don't do that enough. But,
yeah, I mean, I sell a lot of nukes, and I tell people, like in my club, I says, if you got a package of bees, they want to put it in a 10 frame. I said, put it in a 5 frame, and they do better. All your bees do better. And if you want to grow your bees, especially if you don't just have foundation, and I've stacked as high as 4 boxes on top, and you'll have 20 frames of,
Yeah.
By the time you get to that point, you're going to have a horrendous beehive that you can break it down into a 10 frame box.
Yeah.
2 10 frame boxes, plenty of bees, plenty of wax, plenty of everything.
Yep.
And everything. And I tell people with a nuke box, it's not just a box, it's a tool.
Oh, absolutely, Charlie. Amen, brother.
You can really build.
They do grow up fast in those nukes. I mean, I'm already stacking nukes on top of my nukes that I made myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like a a miniature tree basically. It's just they just do better.
And something else about those doggone nukes and those Caucasians, I'd be doggone tempted to keepers of immigrants from Ukraine. Okay. So I hadn't thought about this before, but you got a nice Caucasian in there. You want to get that genetics line possibly in the rest of your bees. I'm going to drop drone frames in the doggone nukes. I don't know why in the heck I didn't think of that before. I mean, that's just stupid. Especially these queens I was talking to you guys about earlier that were just so insanely robust with the mites and whatnot. When I do make the splits and I put them in the nukes, I'm definitely putting drone frame in there too. I want those genetics in my yard. So that's my little rant there. Sorry.
Bruce on there. Bruce, I don't know where Jose. I don't know if he has these that he was just trying, but when he called, and then when I texted him and I said that extra one in there is beautiful, and that's when he said it was a Northwest Californian Caucasian hybrid. So I don't know if that's
what Vinny's doing. He was taking Caucasians and having them artificially inseminated or whatever, or specifically mixed by his friend down there, and I forget what he was mixing them with. I think he had just a little bit of Italian in there. I forget. DC was asking about the Russians or the Russian bees, if they're from Ukraine or whatnot. Honestly, that's a doggone good question, because I do not know what kind of bees they run in Ukraine. I've got a Ukrainian Orthodox church here. By the way, when I remember, anyways, they consider beekeeping a very honorable profession in Ukraine. And if I remember the numbers right, it's like 1 out of every 103 Ukrainians are actually beekeepers too.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm
Is
part
that
Ukrainian.
I mean, look at that. The high numbers there, Brian. I had no idea it was that much.
Wow.
You know, so I was
My-
visiting our Ukrainian church here, and they said, "What do you do?" And I says, "Well, I'm a beekeeper." And this old woman looks at me and she nods her head and goes, "Honorable profession."
See?
There you
Huh.
go. So a little,
My-
little nod there.
You know, I bought some of those Saskatraz queens from Oliveira's.
Yeah.
They
I
didn't.
wasn't impressed.
Yeah, not for. I mean, for me either. I mean, they just for me they didn't. They got superseded really quick.
So,
Yeah.
question here, Bob. When you
Yep.
got the Saskatraz, did you buy them directly from the producers, or did you get them through somebody else?
No, I got them straight from Oliveira's
You
honeybees.
did. I'm sorry to hear that, brother.
Yeah, it was.
Wow. Okay.
Why? Why do you say that? Now you
Well, because I'd tried just for shits and giggles. I'd gotten a couple of Saskatraz hives, but they were from a reseller in Wisconsin. It was late in the year, and I had to requeen 2 hives. I didn't have any choice, and they just didn't. They didn't do good. So, anyways, just leave it at that.
Yeah, I didn't have good luck. I haven't ordered any other queens from them, but now that I found Cutic, that's right up the road. Hey, I'm gonna tell you what I did. It was the last time I went down there. It was Cinco de Mayo, right? and they're all Hispanic, right, down there. So I stopped by the Walmart in Manning, picked up a cooler and a case of Modelo and a case of Corona, and put them in the cooler with some ice that said "Happy Cinco de Mayo" when I picked up my queens. So,
Oh, hilarious!
and they said, "Oh, you didn't have to do that, but we appreciate it."
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, you know, hey, they hooked me up. I just call them up. Okay, Bob, we'll have your queens ready in about an hour. You can head down this way, you know. And
Hey,
get me
Brian,
set up.
here's one of my queens that I got mated back in just here a while back.
Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh.
She's pretty.
I like that
Yeah.
dark color. And then let's see.
Lee, is that in your Ricky?
Yeah, that's in the horizontal.
Oh, nice.
Lee, could you back that up again? Oh, you're bringing it up now.
He's marking her up.
Man, I'm not that brave. Greg does that right there, and I'm just like, I would squish her head or something.
I almost had a disaster today on my video. I dropped the queen on the ground. She fell off the frame, and I'm looking for her. And I mean, I found her. I saw her, but it could have very easily been on the bottom of my shoe, right?
Well, what I tell everybody, I mean, just practice with the drones before you try picking up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, practice with your drones. Practice with your drones. Practice with your. Say, Grammy midwife. What did she put in here? Did you all see the video of the abandoned beehives in Ukraine that a soldier was tending?
No.
No.
Huh.
I'd love to see that.
Isn't that where they're known for their queen? What type of queen over there in Ukraine?
Is it Russian?
No, it's not. I don't think so.
Charlie, I was trying to remember
I think
that.
it's Carney in it, in the Carney olds.
They could very well be.
I think it was. There's one. Yeah, I think it's Ukraine where they don't want any infiltration of any other type of queen into their country.
Okay.
And they will pay you if you catch and kill a whatever type of queen. I think it's Italian. Is Ukraine close to Italy?
No, it's Ukraine
It's
would be
Eastern
much
Europe.
further north. Simply.
Yeah, well, I don't know. There's
Yeah,
one of the countries. Maybe it's not Ukraine. It's another.
Italy would be. Let me see. Let me make the boot, and I think Ukraine would be about probably what here maybe then.
Yeah,
It'd be northeast from Italy.
Yeah, so Ukraine, folks, is basically kind of like east to a point of the Scandinavian countries. An oversimplification there of honey bees are in Ukraine.
Okay.
Beekeeping in Ukraine.
So with Greg, Brian, what's it looked like to me that last video that he did? It all he does is nukes.
He has a lot of them. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how many
he's got a lot of those little styrofoam ones too, right? I saw him.
No.
Jose, he got rid of those?
Greg
Jose?
doesn't.
Oh, not Greg. Jose. I'm
yeah,
thinking
Jose does. Yeah. Jose's got, I think he's got like 1,500 or something of those things now.
Yeah. How about that darn rattlesnake that got him?
Oh my God. I saw
What was
that and I
that?
just thought it was in his one of his nuke yards, his mating yards.
Oh,
And it was a little baby one.
Look
the
big
little
enough.
one.
we got more nastier venom in him too. So,
Yeah.
interesting.
The you know what? This is my first year having carniolans, and all those monster nukes that I got, those super nukes, those are all carniolans. And I put those nukes in 3 weeks ago, and they are slam packed.
Usually, carniolans coming out of winter, they're a little bit slower to start than the Italians, but once they get started, they explode quickly.
Oh, do they?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Then
they really
they'll
got
slow
it.
down a lot more than the Italians will in the wintertime. They'll brood way back.
Yeah, that's really kind of fun there. Russia's always the first to brood out plus month. Yeah, Russians will jump up on you too there. I've been running primarily carniolans here for 7 years. I love the doggone things. I don't know what it is, but they won't eat you out of house and home during a drought like Italians will.
Yeah.
I mean,
when they brood way back, it takes less feed for them.
Yeah. So yeah, if you've got 3 honey supers on an Italian thing, I had one beekeeper talking about that. He went back and I know who it was. It was Bob Binney. He said he went back and they were those 3 honey supers were empty.
Well, that live video I did this morning, that was on a carny colony. I
Was
mean,
it?
yeah, and that thing. I mean, all of those nukes that I got I thought they were all going to swarm when I put them in there because they had so many swarm cells in them.
Really?
And I went through there when I moved them out of the pro nuke into the 10 frame colony. I crushed all those cells, every one of them. And I thought, well, a lot of people say once they've got those swarm cells, they're going to swarm regardless. And every time I went in them every couple of days and just crushed cells, and they just stayed and went to town. They went to work big time in there.
Wow.
And they're just slamming it right now. Now I'm worried that they got too much brood. too much brood in there.
Like I said, any of that extra brood, you can stick that in your production hives, throw an extra super on, and then bring in quite a bit more honey.
Yeah, that's what. And I've got those nukes over there, so I think I'm going to start either making splits with some of those nukes to utilize some of those extra queens that I have. And they might as well be doing something for me instead of being caged up. And if somebody wants to buy a queen, then I'll just go back out and recage them.
Yeah. Hey, y'all, I think I might jump off. I just looked at 11 something.
Yeah, we've only been going for 3 hours and 15 minutes. We still got another 2 hours or so. No, just kidding.
Come on, Brian, you hang in.
You want my eyes to get more dark than what they are, Lee.
But see, you guys have the issue when you're going to end and you still have 100 people watching. We still got 30.
But you know what? And we always talk about it. We're going to stay on about, hour and a half. And it gets to an hour and a half, and we'll text each other during the thing. And
it keeps going up and up and up.
We'll be at our peak at an hour and a half. And it's like, I mean, what do you do?
Right. You gotta, it's almost like you gotta preset. This live is from 8 to 10 or 8 to 9:30 or something like that.
Yeah, but that never happens because, I mean, like you guys know, you'll get on here and you just get talking, and the next thing you look and an hour's gone by and you think it's been 5 minutes.
Yeah. Right. Yep. That's exactly. I mean, we don't get a lot after the after the stream, like replays, you'll see where people are watching like 10, 15 minutes. But we get a lot
Yeah.
of views during the stream, people coming in and out, you know.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Jason. He's like, you guys are still going? Wow. Yeah.
Hey, Jason.
Hey, Jason, you should get your package, I think, tomorrow.
Oh, did you pick his stuff up for him?
I did. And you know
that's
what?
Cool.
I sent it. It cost $13 and something to send it.
And they,
Yeah.
they were going to charge him, what was it, 102?
109 or something like
Oh,
that.
my God.
Their website was messed up. So
Oh.
Yeah, they
Okay.
in the process of swapping everything over to Shopify so that get it all straightened out.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, but to help him out and help Blythe with Bee Company out, I took the trip. I didn't even buy anything when I went there, which is
Yeah.
amazing. I just went and
Yeah.
picked it up, and good for him, good for me.
Right.
Yeah, tomorrow's my first day off, so I get to drop off that brand new smoker, data
nice.
smoker and a hive tool for somebody.
All right,
Nice.
so one more time while we got 30. See, we're at 32, 31 people right now. One more time, if you guys haven't gone to Tuesday night live, our Tuesday night stream is where we're doing the giveaway. So you gotta drop a thumbs up on the video and leave a comment on Lee's channel, leave one on my channel after now it's after, but the Tuesday night stream, and to get entered to win for Tuesday, this upcoming on Tuesday.
Hey, Bob,
Yeah.
are you talking about Fight Club?
Yeah. Just go to the Jerry Springer episode from Tuesday night. You know, the beauty part about that happening on the stream.
I laugh.
Well, you know what? I gained like 15 subs,
It's
and I've
win-win.
had 400 views on that
It's
video.
It's win-win.
But the people going afterwards, like right now, they're only going to watch the first 15 minutes or so they don't never even see the drama that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed that.
Oh yeah. Well, it's a long story, and
it's
you know it. I apologize to everybody that came on.
yeah,
Now
it's all
let me say this. I don't apologize for what I said to the person or how I said it, but I apologize to everyone that watched because you guys didn't come to the stream to see that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you did, but you know,
I might have. You never know.
you know but it won't happen again.
Oh man.
Just to let you know, if you are wanting to watch that part, you'll have to run back over to Bob's channel to see that.
Yeah, Lee clipped it out of his.
That part
Yeah.
got clipped out of mine.
Oh, speaking
Just
of
in
the two
case.
channels for everybody watching, I logged into Lee's channel. I gave it a like there, thumbs up, and then I logged into Bob's and gave it a thumbs up there too. These folks are our hosts, and if you want to spread your likes around and show your appreciation, we'd like that.
We definitely appreciate it. We also have started a little bit of a trend on Tuesday night where anybody that's watching, we'll find a small beekeeping channel, and we'll drop in and everybody will go in there and give them a thumbs up and a sub.
Oh, wonderful.
So this last week, who was it? Gunline that had like 14 or
Online had 14. We finished with, I believe, 32.
so we over doubled his
Good.
channel up. So
Good deal.
That's great.
That's what we're trying to do is help people out, guys. And
I will have to say that my channel I've only been at it a little over 2 months, and I got 115 people. So
Nice.
I thought that was pretty good for 2 months.
That's
you're
awesome.
doing real good. Yeah, that's real good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had my channel going since 2020, but I didn't do anything into it till really this year, and I believe 165 right now.
I've been filming stuff on there for 6 years.
Yeah. Well, it seems like at one time that you had less subs than me, and then you just like bam exploded all of a sudden.
January.
It was January at Hive Life conference did it, and
Hey, book your room early, you get a discount if you book early.
Yeah. It was a year ago. A buddy, another guy that had, I don't know how many subs he had. He had a good number, and his lives he would have like 5,000 people in his live.
wow.
he shouted me out and put a link, and I gained like 600 subscribers in literally like an hour.
Who did that for you?
Some prepping guy that I've met. And
Oh,
I was
okay.
just like, and I was in the middle of a live stream, and then I would get like 11 people, 15 people, and then I noticed there was like 1,000 people in my live, and I'm like, what the heck is going on here? And I'm looking, and then I'd seen all these hearts and all this stuff, and I'm like, oh my god! And I knew who it was, and I told him not to do that. I'm like, don't,
They
I
raided
appreciate
your
the help,
channel.
but yeah. But that did it, and then it's Hive Life. Just wait till you guys go there, because it'll trickle on down.
I'm going to be in the Swarm Commander, Saracel, Honeybee Healthy. All those are going to be in. I'm going to be manning that booth. So
I'll be in the horizontal bees booth.
Before I take off, Jason, I still have not forgotten. I got to get a hold of you, buddy. So, yeah, I heard Jason bought. Who is this?
But that's his wife.
That's his wife.
Yeah.
She snuck in and
Busted.
said that one, and then he said, "Oh, she called it."
That's awesome.
Dude, what the
Yeah.
hell? My wife found the stream and joined.
That's awesome. But hey, you guys, I'm gonna take off.
All right,
Well,
Brian.
take
We
care,
appreciate you, man.
I'm
Have a
gonna-
good one, Brian.
I'm
Thank you.
gonna put in my, just for those I did not get punched in the eye. I'm gonna go take my allergy medicine,
Get your
do
iron
some
checked
eye
too.
drops.
Get your iron
Imagine
checked.
taking your own honey to cure yourself.
I'm so low, Charlie, on honey. It's ridiculous.
You're not low on my honey, are you? Still got some?
No, I'm not. I got everybody else's honey.
I
There's mine
actually
back
have
there.
your address here, Brian. I'm gonna have to send you some.
No, don't worry about. I'll have of what I have here is good. I'm thinking if our flow gets going good here, I'll get a decent crop. So
I'm hoping.
yeah. But you gentlemen have a good night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you too. We're
Good to
getting
see
ready
you.
to hop out of here too. 3.5 hours. That's about
Yeah, I got to
Yeah.
get you myself.
Yeah.
I'm out of here too, but you guys got me thinking about something. I actually have to change the name of my channel from Coon Lake Hives. I found out I'm being shadow banned because we've got a lot of raccoons here, and my lake is actually called Coon Lake, and apparently that's not politically correct. So it is what it is.
Sound good
So-
to me.
yeah,
Anyways, guys,
it's fine to me.
as always, and everybody in Lee and Bob's viewers, you guys are all wonderful. We all learn a lot doing this back and forth.
Yeah,
So
Well, we do appreciate you as well.
Beth Crook is about to get blocked. And before I leave, you know what I got to throw out there? Right here, y'all are gonna see it. Show enough.
oh, goodness.
That's
That's a
funny.
grand
Show
thing. So,
show enough is out.
Well, see, the good thing about Thursday night stream is Lee doesn't have to go to work in the morning, so you can stay a little
What?
bit longer.
what? Whoa. You don't have to work tomorrow morning, Lee?
I got 3 days off.
How'd that happen?
I'm finally back on 410s.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I'm supposed to be on 410s. Yesterday I did 13.
Wow. Okay. Hey, I'm going to take off here, but I got to ask Charlie, what's going on with you in the bee yard and whatnot now?
The biggest problem I've had in the last 2 weeks is all this rain on the weekends,
Oh,
and I've been going out there in my the nuke section of my hives. I sold like 13 or 15 boxes of bees to folks. And I finally kind of went through that section of hives and seeing where they were all at. So they look like I can leave them alone for at least several weeks. And then right now it's like, okay, I really want to get into my honey hives. I mean, I use single brood chamber management. That's what the series of videos on
yeah, same here. Yeah.
how I do it and teaching other folks how to do it. And I need to get in there and check the brood frames, see how many brood frames. Yeah, I know, Jason. I'm supposed to be coming by your house, Jason, this weekend and take a nuke down to a friend of mine, but the nukes just are not up to my standards right now. But anyway, I'm trying to get into the honey hives, and some of them got 2 and 3 supers on them where they're really good and strong, and the other ones are weak. And I'm pulling brood out of the strong ones and putting them into the weak ones, and trying to build all these weak ones up to where everybody's about the same strength, and hopefully it won't rain when the locust blooms here, because that's one of our biggest honey flows, locust and pollen.
It is. Okay.
And all that. And I've been selling honey like ever. I guess the biggest news is finally, after 11 months, last Tuesday, I got my 25-gallon Max Ant bottling tank.
We were talking about that before you come on. You were
How
waiting
many
for it.
months?
11 months. I ordered it in June. She told me, yeah, you ordered it in June 10th of last year. And
Wow.
I finally got it last Tuesday.
Charlie, are you gonna shoot us a video of that?
Yeah, I mean, what do you want
Maybe
me
if
to?
you get the time, I personally would love to see it.
Yeah, I know. Now, Jason from Bohemia Bees, he's got, I think, the next one above, the next size above, which I think, what is it, Jason? 40-some gallon tank. He's got a huge one.
Where'd you
But
get it?
I got
Better
the same, huh?
Where'd you get it? Better be.
No, they didn't. I went to Rossman Apiary. I ordered it from Candy down there in Wilkes, North Carolina.
Jason got the 42 gallon.
Yes, 42 gallon. He's got the next size above me. But Jason has the same concept. I've seen a couple other folks have it, where I went to Harbor Freight and got a 1,000-pound scissor lift, and I put my tank on top of that. So that way you can drop it down low. You can pour your buckets of honey in without breaking your back.
Nice.
And then you jack it up when you want to take and fill your bottles. And all that.
Couldn't we just use a skid steer for that?
Skid steer.
Yeah,
It's a little expensive.
Sorry, Charlie.
How much is that scissor
Very
lift?
forward to seeing that. That'll be that'll be kind of exciting there. I'm still doing the bucket thing, and you guys are just, you're driving me a little nuts there, especially with by the way, Bob, I still have to give you a little crap though when you have that pneumatic thing and you have the compressor in the house.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Well, when I used it to put the siding on the house, that was a new compressor, and it would get pressurized and it would shut off.
Yeah.
But for some reason, it never shut off. So that's why I turned it on and then I clipped to the music and muted it just to let people know, yeah, it's loud.
Yeah, we appreciate that actually.
But how much are those scissor lifts? How much?
Depends on what size you get. They're like anywhere from $300 to $400.
Wow. Okay.
Still wouldn't be bad though. It's cheaper than a chiropractic visit.
Well, Lee, I was thinking the same thing. Safety first or stupid will get you.
Yeah.
Well,
now my brother bought one, and it was the lighter of the two. It looks like the same to me, except for maybe the piston or whatever from Harbor Freight. And the problem with that is it's leaking. Now, I don't know. It must be the cutoff valve must not be very good, and it'll drop down. Even with I used it last summer and put my uncapping tank on it to raise it up to wherever I wanted it. And I've been using the Hive Butler. I had looked at the steel models like you got, Bob, and all that, and I'm like, about the money and everything. And so for the amount of wax and stuff that I do, I just said, well, I'm going to be uncapping. I fill the tank at the same time, as far as the extractor, I mean. And
right.
And for me, I'm doing this I'm not doing this hour on hour. It's like I'll do a load in the extractor in the evening, or maybe 2 loads, and that's about as much as I'm gonna do.
I still think
No,
I'm the
that's-
only person on YouTube with the pneumatic valve, though. I haven't seen any other videos on that pneumatic valve.
Not one that I can think of.
I say I hadn't seen any.
Oh,
Yeah, and Jason talking about his reviews. I've watched it. That's some of the ideas where I got his reviews on his tank, and he's also has his extractor, and then he's got that.
Mite.
He still has that. It's a experimental uncapping tank or whatever it was. I forget what it was.
The Mutt. It's called the Mutt. I think it's called the Mutt.
well, how's it? Jason, I haven't been to your channel a long time. I gotta go and check that out. What makes it a mutt? What's the thing? What does it do?
I forget now. It's some kind of uncapping tank or something.
Okay. Well, I'll dig through it and find it. That's fine. Well,
No, I know that there are smaller tanks that you can buy on. I know Better Bee has smaller ones that you can buy than 16, but 16 is kind of like the.
Actually, you told me about the Max Ant 16 being up at Better Bee, and I told the young guy that's I've been his mentor for a couple of years, and he went ahead and bought it. And I was like, maybe I should have bought it, But then mine finally did come a couple weeks later.
I see on Better Bee they have a 13-gallon tank.
Yeah, that's probably licensed too, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a license.
Is it heated? That is heated. The thing with the license, the thing that got me was you have to watch in the description, because some of them will say 230 volt and some of them will say 110 volt. So the one that I got was 110, and some of them are 230.
Oh, Better Bee has a 13-gallon license that's unheated, and then they have one that is heated.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, but now is it fully? Is it heated by an element, or is it heated with a water jacket? That's a big difference you find in a lot of those too.
Mine has an element in it.
Right.
But
the 13-gallon has the elements.
Okay, so here's my question. This was my thing. So supposedly the water jacket is a more even heat. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
But I mean, at 100 degrees or less, it's not enough to scald the honey.
No, it's not. And the Bob, for what it's worth, the way licensed engineers their stuff, one thing about this is my cook background here. If you have a heavy enough distribution of the walls and the bottom, it's gonna move the heat around, and you're okay there.
Well, the walls on the Lyson they're like that thick. I mean,
I was talking about the gauge of the metal. But,
I think it's 24. I think is what it said.
Yeah, so for distributing heat, and who knows what they have in there for. I have a funny feeling the polls figured that one out. I think you're going to be fine. So I don't know.
I got a question for Jason. Do you keep your bottling tank on all the time, or do you turn it on and off as far as when you want to bottle? As far as a few hours ahead of time.
It's a good question there.
So far, he got that.
He's keeping it at 80 degrees.
The only reason mine was up higher was because it was crystallized in there, and I was trying to get it to decrystallize a little bit faster.
Okay.
I'll normally run mine around 80, 85 until the day I plan on bottling, and I may turn it up to 95 that morning and then come in there several hours later, bottle. Just make sure everything flows a little bit easier.
Silver Gorilla, use a 5-gallon bucket, and you've got 300 and something hives. Yeah, I'm pouring honey year round. Yeah, that's kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I've been using a bucket too for the last 10 years. I mean,
I was using the plastic bucket, but it just I couldn't just leave honey in the bucket with the gate closed because it seemed like it just constantly dripped.
it
And
does. And yeah, it does. I don't know what it is with that thing.
I thought about getting a bucket when I first started pulling honey, and then all the reviews and just people talking said it's always going to drip. And I figured I was going to grow, get bigger anyway. So I just went ahead and put the money out and got the bottling tank.
Then I've been really lucky because whatever the heck I'm getting for bucket valves, they've got some great O-rings on them, and I forget what the heck and where I got those things. I think I got them at a Man Lake distributor. The thing that you got to do for everybody else that's watching here, if you do have the bucket gate valve, you need to make sure that both sides are tightened down, not just the wing nut. So,
Charlie FOMO'd me, right?
he
FOMO'd me, fear of missing out, right? So I was like, well, I think I might just, because Lee had the date in 20 frame. I'm like, and me and Lee got basically the same number of colonies and been doing it at the same time. I'm like, maybe I'll just get the 20 frame and I'll buy this extra thing or whatever. And Charlie's like, well, if you got the money to get the 30 frame, go ahead and get the 30 frame. And then that's what came, right? Then I'm taking doors off the porch to get it in the porch.
I forgot about the door thing. That was hilarious.
But you said you were going to have 30 honey hives and you're going to do a couple 1,000 pounds or whatever.
I'm hoping this year I actually end up with at least 1,000 pounds. That was kind of my goal at the beginning because I came out of winter with 12 colonies, right? So I was kind of hoping to get that much. And now I'm at 34 colonies and,
Like
we'll
Silver
see.
Gorilla says here,
It'll
buy the
come.
biggest you can afford because you're going to grow into it.
Yeah.
Well, to be my luck, everything gets back to normal and it'll be like half the price next year. And then I'll be like, damn it. I could have bought the honey sump,
Yeah, that's still coming next year anyway. Maybe even this year.
No. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. I wanted the clarifying tank, but then I started looking at how much the honey pumps are. And I was like, Jesus.
The one little pump is going to cost you as much or more than the extractor itself for a good
I could just get one of those manual oil pumps where you just spin the wheel and pump it up. That's how we used to pump. Back in the day at this lube place I worked at, if somebody wanted a specific oil, they would have it in a 55-gallon barrel, and you would just go out there and hand crank this pump, and it would pump it into the little deal.
That's what we still have.
So it ain't food grade, but
Oh, that's
So
funny.
now,
if that's the only thing you ever used it for. I mean, I still wouldn't say food grade, but at least nothing else was in it.
Yeah.
right.
But I mean, like you're talking about the 20 frame or license or versus a 30 or whatever, it comes more of that bullshit.
Thank you.
I've got an 18 frame and I wish I had a 20. And I mean, I only have about 10 honey hives, and the rest of them are nukes and stuff that I do. And you're gotten 30 production hives. So the 30 frame is not going to be wasted. I'll put it to you that way. You're going to be all right. And then you really got that nice uncapping tank. And I mean, that's one thing I bought that hive butler uncapping, which works just fine for what I do. And that has made life so much easier when it came to uncapping, because you can let it sit there and it'll drain that honey out of there over a period of a few days where I've got it and it's kind of a hot area. And I tell you, I've gained probably 50 pounds or, 40 pounds of honey out of that darn, stuff.
Yeah,
Did you buy that?
Yeah, I've got, me and Lee both have that uncapper.
Yeah, that and the tank.
How do you like that?
We got the 1500 tank though. I haven't used it yet. Lee has.
I like it. It works pretty good.
As long as you have a good fat frame, I'm sure it
Yeah,
works.
as long as you got a fat frame on it.
You got
I
that
am really looking forward to seeing you run that thing.
You got that little video clip
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what
here
I'm
it is.
pulling
Okay. Full frame it, full screen it. There you go.
Come here.
This is the uncapper. So you just takes a frame, slide it across, and slices it off.
Oh, nice.
You flip it over,
Okay.
and nice sheets of uncappings and a nice clean cut on your frame.
Very
So
nice.
So you're not making your comb all janky.
Wow. I got to bring out a bunch of equipment here, but I can hardly wait to show you guys this 1960 Gregerson and Sons uncapper I have. That is such an obscure thing that I think I mentioned this before, but the only place I've ever seen it mentioned ever was in like a 1960 government egg catalog where they were just saying what the honey process are. No mention to it. It's made in Minneapolis, made by a small family in 1960, and it's got two serrated blades that just go up and down. You put the frame in one end, and it's crazy.
Those Lyson uncappers, the automatic uncappers,
Yeah.
they have those blades that vibrate back and forth, and they're steam heated.
Oh, see, now mine aren't heated, so I'm really,
And if the steamer goes out, I can just go to Lowe's and buy another Wagner steamer for $50.
Really?
So,
Can I use my carpet steamer?
Yeah, probably.
Sorry, I guess I'm getting a little punchy, brothers.
So,
All right, guys. I like to stay
here.
It's getting.
yeah.
It's. I got to get up more.
Every time we go up, try to go off, we get another 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
guys. Well, God bless. I'm gonna run, and great talking to y'all. Nice. Thank everybody in the audience. Hit the like button on the way out there if you wouldn't mind, and we'll see y'all soon.
All right, guys.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you for coming in.
Take care.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks,
Lee,
Charlie.
Bob, Charlie. Bye-bye.
All right, we'll see
See you
you.
later.
Charlie, have a good one.
Yep.
All right, guys. So until next time, make sure you go to the Tuesday night, both Lee's and my channel, to get entered into the gift pack giveaway from Blythewood Bee Company, and we'll see you next go round. Appreciate every one of you.
Make sure you subbed on both channels. Leave that comment and like, and we'll get you entered.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good night.
Night.